a rolling dope. Oh no, just call your boss. Take a crust from out your eyes. So tasty, not a coffee.
Good morning, you knuckleheads. Happy Wednesday to you both, and welcome to the show, Chris.
Hello, hello.
Hello, hello.
You know, I rarely ever listen to that full intro music word for word. It's nice.
It's pretty good. Pretty good. It's been around since the beginning, pretty much, right? 14, 15 years.
Yeah. And it is not me. I just want to clarify that. I keep having to say
It's
that.
Not me. It's not me. For those who the second guess is usually it's Tony.
Anyone who's watched the show more than 10 minutes knows that Bat and I cannot sing.
we attempt. I mean, if nothing else, we attempt numerous times. We can have a whole collage of the songs that we've sang together, the duets that we've done.
But we do enjoy this because we've never had this permutation of all of the tasty cinematic universe of hosts. Good morning, Chris.
Yes, for sure. For sure.
Good morning. And you know what? We just watched Elf yesterday in this house, and I'd say that you guys are singing because singing is just talking louder and moving your voice up and down.
Oh, okay. All right. And I learned that now too. Beautiful.
What did your kids think of Elf?
Loved it. There's only one that really understands it. The 10-week-old still can't see colors, so I don't know if he knows what's going on. But the near 6-year-old loved it, obviously. Loved the whole thing.
Oh, yeah. Just candy for breakfast.
It's good. Well, you know what? Before the show, I made some chocolate chip pancakes or waffles for her. So they're ready to go downstairs. And so she's basically having candy for breakfast.
I support that.
I do too. Why not? I mean, you're gonna be an adult soon enough. You know what I mean? It's okay.
Yeah, and you can have your own.
Let them have their cake and eat it too.
And then they can make their own cake for breakfast.
That's right.
So, Chris, what is an East Coast Thanksgiving? What does that entail?
Well, the traditional American version that we do, because as Tony knows, there's also an Italian-American Thanksgiving whole thing going on there. But we're going to do turkey. We do the very typical sides. We do 2 different stuffings. My mom makes a cranberry sauce. So many mashed potatoes. Honestly, I can't stand Thanksgiving. It's my least favorite meal of the year. Turkey's my least favorite bird.
Are you serious? I'm here with 2 turkey deniers. I stand here alone in the face of turkey supremacy.
I blame Butterball.
Like, get me a
I think y'all just don't know how to cook.
It's just not a great bird. It's at the bottom of the totem pole of birds. It's like turkey, chicken, game hen.
Because of its flexibility, Chris, because of its versatility, because then afterwards, then you're getting a turkey tetrazzini, you're getting a turkey noodle casserole, you're getting some soup, you're making stock, you're making bone broth. My dad makes a turkey fried rice. Like, it's your fault.
You can do all those things with chicken.
Yeah, but it's turkey though.
The other white meat.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not a leftover guy, so maybe that's why I don't like turkey.
You're telling me like that Friday lunch, like a turkey sandwich with a little cranberry sauce and a little dressing. It hits different.
She's got a point there.
Nah, I give it all away. Whoever comes takes home bags of food with them, and then we get like 2 or 3 slices of turkey, and we make a sandwich with it the next day, and it's not as good as the turkey that you get out of the package that's shaved nice and thin.
Okay, you know what? If you hate America, just say you hate America.
Strong start to the pre-Thanksgiving show.
Strong start.
Already accusations of sedition and treason.
That's right.
I call it like I see it, Chris.
I'm losing my citizenship here.
Yeah. Will you be out on Black Friday though, Chris, trying to buy all those kids' toys?
Absolutely not. There's enough toys in this house. Are you kidding me?
You sure you don't want a chance to think about it for a minute? Maybe you want to think about it.
We're all Jake over here, Tony.
Well, what is your consumer participation? Do you do Black Friday like online? Are you a Cyber Monday guy? Like any of it in this late stage capitalism?
Yeah, they've been saying late stage capitalism since I think 1924 was when it first appeared in publications, which is like only 30 years after the advent of capitalism. So what do? if there's a deal, there's a deal. We have a new TV. Electronic prices are usually the thing that are down the most around this time of year. The Wall Street Journal, a number of other publications do these seasonal Black Friday sales trackers. And a lot of companies, they raise prices in the late summer when people are on vacation and getting ready for school. And then they cut them around Thanksgiving time. So you got to pick and choose.
Look what we've done for you.
Right. So realistically, if you are going out there, I believe the data sets still show the most appropriate purchase electronics. So if you want to get your kid that, PS5 or you want to get a new TV, this is the time of the year to do it.
There are some funny
Don't get him the PS5. He'll be in front of it all day long. Don't get him the PS5. Get him a basketball or something like that. Make him go outside and play. Get him a pair of new shoes. Throw them out there.
I saw a funny tweet. There's like, hey, we have all the big TVs we need. Y'all need to put a sale on groceries.
That's pretty good.
Oh my God.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, grocery prices are out. I mean, when I first moved back here several years ago, I took a grocery list and purchased just a bunch of staple things, and it was like $140 or so. And I did this maybe 2 months ago, where I purchased the same exact list of groceries from the store, and it was north of $190.
Wow.
So it's just like,
Yeah.
what are we doing here?
Yeah.
Oh no, people!
30% rise in 5 years, 3 years. Come on.
Some lady on TikTok, she had wrapped her Christmas ornaments in like the sales circulars from 5 years ago, so she puts her tree up early, and so she's looking at the prices in the grocery store ad from like 5 years ago, and she's like, we could have had it all. Or maybe it was from like 2018 or something, but it was just funny to see.
Well, they're sending out stimulus checks here in New York to help everyone with their inflation fighting. So I'll let you know how that goes.
Yes. Please do.
Bat, how was your evening?
Ooh, I had a nice evening. I mean, I know you're talking about food prices and stuff like that. I probably went to one of the more expensive restaurants in my area, EJ's there for the
You
best.
love EJ's.
I love it, man. That's my Thanksgiving. If you want to have a Thanksgiving, have it at EJ's. It was absolutely fantastic. Just a great meal, great service, great food, great meal, just great.
What did you have?
We split a couple of things. So like they do a sausage and peppers that was just outstanding as an appetizer. Had baked clams as an appetizer. We had a nice New York strip that they sliced up for us that we all ate. We had a little veal parmesan. I'm sorry for the veal lovers. Had a little veal parmesan, which was beautiful, that we split up. And we had a chicken Joe. There's 5 of us, but we had a chicken Joe, which is chicken and these peppers and spicy peppers and regular peppers and some cottage fries. Just an outstanding meal. Sorry, did I make somebody's eyes tear?
No, I just have an eyelash in my eye. Talk amongst yourself.
Nothing worse.
No, I know. It's the worst. It's okay. I
was
will
just
soldier
cringing at
on.
that veal parmesan comment there.
You don't like veal parmesan?
Veal's such a tender animal. We do such a lovely job taking care of it when it's young. Do we really want to douse
it
it in
tastes so
cheese and
good.
sauce?
That's why it tastes so good. I mean,
Just simple veal cutlet.
yeah. I hear you.
Dad, don't eat veal.
Oh, it's so good. It's so good. You should do it by mistake one day. Like order it. Think you're ordering chicken. Make like it sounded like you ordered chicken to yourself, and then have a veal. Oh, it's so good. Really is so good.
No, thank you. Are you picking up your turkey today?
Tomorrow at Sunway, I got to do it on Thanksgiving Day. That's right. I'm working every day this week.
Did you get any sort of confirmation email? So Chris, the lore here, wait, this is funny. So there is a
This is not enough last FU job to me.
There's a Chinese restaurant here that's known for their Peking duck. It's their signature meal. It's the duck for 2 for 1. That's the joke when we made with Tom that he was ordering duck for 2, but it was for 1 person. But they also do a pre-order, and they will do a Peking prepared style turkey.
That's right.
And so Bat wanted one this year, but this is where it gets a little wonky. The person supposedly placing this order was Tom Sosnoff. I say there's a 0 delta chance that he's actually getting a turkey.
There's a good chance we may be turkeyless in the Batista household tomorrow. Yes, I agree with you. I have no confirmation. I have no email. I didn't get a text message, what time to come or anything else like that.
You don't even know what time to. Oh, honey.
At 10 o'clock in the morning, he told me, but I'm not
Tony,
sure.
where outside of Chicago do you live? I'm just trying to look up the closest McDonald's that's open tomorrow.
You go KFC on Thanksgiving. You go KFC.
Yeah, KFC. There you go. There you go.
That's fair.
Dressing or stuffing, Chris? What do you call it?
Stuffing. But you don't cook the
He's the
stuffing in the bird.
yankiest Yankee to ever Yankee.
No, but like as Alton Brown would point out, you don't put your stuffing in the bird because it causes the turkey to cook slower.
Sure.
Like it adds several hours to the cooking process. So
Right,
cook
and
your
it's
stuffing
a whole
separately.
host of bacteria. Yeah.
Yeah, which by the way, Alton Brown is back with his own cooking show on YouTube.
I saw that.
High recommend. He's delightful.
Really? Look at you.
He's the Bob Ross of cooking. Come on.
He's the Bill Nye of cooking.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Sweet. Very nice. That's what you do in your spare time.
Yeah, I exercise. I watch cooking videos. I take care of my kids. I like to eat good food. And then I like to not die from eating the good food.
Okay, Chris, then what is your favorite Thanksgiving dessert? I've been asking everyone this week.
My wife makes a butterscotch pecan pie, which she's actually given the recipe for me to give to various people in IG. And so there's Angeline Ong calls me corn syrup because of all the corn syrup she's had to buy over the years to make her butterscotch pecan pie for Thanksgiving.
Do they actually even sell corn syrup in the UK?
No. So she's had to order it in bulk on Amazon. And like it always, the first time she ordered it came in like, she got like 6 or 8 bottles of corn syrup and didn't know what to do with it.
Yeah, like all of my favorite American chemicals are like banned in the EU and the UK.
and you wonder why they're an open air museum for American tourists and they're not innovating. So maybe they need more corn syrup.
That's funny.
But that sounds good. Nikki Bat's son, his favorite is a pecan pie. I think he'd like that butterscotch pecan.
Yeah, sure. I can do that too, for sure. I'm in.
So get the recipe. Get the recipe from Chris's wife.
And I got to buy my stuff from Jimmy Bread out in Algonquin, Illinois. If you need your pies, he makes a beautiful chocolate peanut butter and a beautiful chocolate pecan pie. Pick yours up today.
Okay. Okay. Tony's on the take here, Vanetta. Before we have a dishonest show.
This is a funny story. So our head of design, she's a very lovely lady. Her name is Cassie. She is headed to New York. She left yesterday, and she is going to the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade because she wants to spread her father's ashes. I'm like, girl, you were going to get arrested.
This is someone we work with?
Yeah. Yes. She does.
She designs all the art cards and all of the graphics for our website, our social, for everything.
She's been around since the inception, pretty close.
Yeah.
First as a hired gun, and then she got absorbed into the fold, which was nice.
Well, obviously, condolences on the father passing. As a New Yorker, maybe ixnay on the spreading the ashes over a crowd of people.
That's what I said. I was like, girl, you pull a bag full of powder out of your coat, they're going to snatch you up off the street.
I wish she would have asked me before she did this, because I have some experience in this field.
You spread ashes in crowds?
I can neither confirm nor deny any of that, but they don't fly as beautifully as you think. They more like plop. They're not lighter than air. If they plop, it's heavier than air.
All I told her was like, don't wear lip gloss, girl.
I just think of the South Park of Cartman using it as chocolate milk. Okay. It's like Ovaltine.
Yeah, Ovaltine. Right.
But Chris, yourself, have you ever been down there to the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade?
Once when I was a kid. It's so touristy now. It takes place in New Yorkers' least favorite place in the world, Times Square. That's like one of these 3 things, right?
Yes.
Like a New Yorker says that they like going to Times Square, like shoot that guy.
Yeah.
So for me, no. Even when in the city, we would never go to the Thanksgiving Day Parade.
Yeah, we didn't do that either.
It just always looks so magical on TV as a girl growing up in the Midwest. And I was obsessed with the Rockettes. Because first of all, I'm 5'2". You have to be at least like 5'10" to be a rocket.
Those are some lofty goals.
Also, there wasn't a black rocket until 1989, so that's just facts. But
okay,
America. But anyway, I just always wanted to go to but my high school went one year. The band got to go in the parade. But
but you didn't?
I was not in marching band. I was in concert band. There's a difference.
Yeah, one gets to go to the parade. The other one doesn't.
One has to sell a butt ton of chocolate. The other one doesn't. Anyway, we are pleased as punch to have Mr. Chris Vecchio here in the house as we navigate through our shows. Just a programming note today: we will only be on till around 10 a.m. So please let us go so we can spend time with our families. Please and thank you. But no show tomorrow, no show Friday. But feel free to dive into our archive. Maybe you want to watch some Overtime with Chris and Ilya. Catch up on that. And Dylan.
Yes, why not?
Yeah, maybe you want to watch some Option Trades Today podcast. You could lock in. You could lock into that. Or maybe you just want to watch a bunch of Daily Dose. No, don't do that. Go outside, touch grass. But we will be on air live today through 10 a.m. And then we will be back Monday morning. But on today's show, we got a little options jive at the top of the 8 o'clock hour. Options values, intrinsic versus extrinsic. Ooh.
This is kind of going to be a very fundamental one, but they look at it a little bit different way, kind of looking at it from a different definition of it. The same definition, but a different way of saying it, I think is pretty valuable for people, especially those who are just starting out trading. So I think you'll like it. Okay.
And then it is Wednesday, so we have What's Your Assumption? Bat and Chris are going to do some trades. These are viewer-submitted trades with an underlying directional bias, and we're going to see what happens because, market's been moving and things are, rotating, as the kids say. And then 9 o'clock, we have the Skinny on Options math. Jacob in the house listening to the VIX about the VIX. What?
Yeah, you'll find out because I'll find out too. Although I do have the slides. I started reading them and then why.
What's your over under on if Jacob is a turkey guy?
Ooh, I would say he's 82% turkey.
What do you say, Chris?
He has a fairly soft complexion and wears glasses, so I'm going to give it a 45% under.
Wow.
We have a celebrity appearance. This is Sandra Day O'Connor. She's a tortie. She's a cat.
Yeah. She likes to stay in between the camera and me, so.
Bat is a cat daddy.
Same.
I am not a cat. Well, yeah, I guess I'm a cat.
You're a cat daddy.
Yeah, I think it's something like that. Yeah.
I'm gonna get you a shirt anyway.
Please don't.
And then we have live from the trade desk. We got Quentin in, the brave soldier. I was leaving the office yesterday, and some of the trade desk guys were walking out, and I was like, "Have a happy Thanksgiving," and they're like, "We're gonna be here tomorrow." I'm like, I will not. But just a reminder that our trade desk works very hard for you, so be nice. But they will be working. They work all the time, keeping the lights on there. But yep. Quentin's going to come in counting down the top trending tickers over at Tasty Trade. That is our run of show for today. Do you want your daily dose?
Sure.
Yeah. Hit me with my theme music then. Let's go.
Our leading story. Breaking news.
Coming
across the wire.
This just in.
Top story. Just in.
Today's headline. This just in.
Breaking news.
All right, everybody. Today is a wonderful Wednesday. It's November the 26th. This is the part of the show we like to call the Daily Dose, where we talk about today's financial news and headlines. My name is Vanetta. Are you ready for the news?
I'm ready for the news.
So we have rules and we have to take tests here. It's called KYC, know your customer, all anti-money laundering shenanigans. I was like, I do social media. I don't know why. Anyway, but I do know my customer because I tailored my first story to Mr. Macro himself over here. U.S. retail sales growth cooled and consumer sentiment sags amid job market worries. A bunch of numbers came out yesterday. I guess, Chris, we're not getting GDP. They're like, LOL.
The economy's great. Trust us.
But I do want to take like a more macro, like do your thing, Chris. Go.
Yeah, look, retail sales, it's obviously an important part of the economy, 70% of GDP. But recessions don't start from declines or slowdowns in consumption. Historically, recessions start when there's a decline in business investment. And that's just not the environment we're in right now. Companies are spending money through the roof to keep the AI revolution going, probably half of GDP.
I was going to say it's 50% of GDP now, which is frightening.
Which is frightening because that half of GDP requires effectively no job growth. When you build out the data centers, they're not, you need one person, two people working in these buildings full time. You don't have a full corporate office.
How do you build the buildings?
They're short-term construction jobs, right? So like you look at the unions, 1199, SEIU, CWA, all these unions are really gung-ho for the data centers because it means more work for them. But the towns in which they're being built, it's really hurting the towns. We can see it in the CPI data. Electricity prices are about 7% higher year over year in.
Vanetta complains about electricity every day. You would think she's going to start walking around with a candle soon.
Well, I mean, they're talking about raising rates by 27% over the next 3 years here. I showed them I'm getting my solar finally put in, and it's going to fix my rate for the next 10 years. So I'll avoid all that. But
see that? You found a way around it, and that's called American ingenuity.
My HOA
generous
says
government
no.
subsidies. Oh God, HOAs are just the worst thing in America. the worst group of people you put in charge of someone else's living. Oh, okay. And I say that as the son of a former HOA president.
Wow.
But Vanetta, I mean, at the end of the day, Americans are being squeezed. This is the one thing that we do need to be worried about. Delinquencies on auto loans, credit cards, mortgages are starting to go up.
People are going to dial back their spending going into the holiday period. But my question for you, though, Chris, is as we get closer and closer to that Fed date coming up here in early December, are you worried about this lack of data that's coming in?
Yeah, absolutely. And if I were Jerome Powell, I know that you're not allowed to do this by law, but laws seem to be more guidelines than rules these days. The Fed should move the meeting a week. They should push it back to December 17th. There's no reason to make an abrupt decision when you have all this data coming out on December 16th. I think it's ironic, maybe intentional, that all the data is being released after the Fed meeting itself. But the path to me is fairly straightforward. The Fed can cut rates given what we do know, and thereafter, we'll just have to play it by ear. Quite frankly, I think we're getting into this field, right? Is it destination or journey that matters most? For the past year, it's really been about the journey because we had so much time until Powell was replaced as Fed chair. Now there's like 5 months until he's out of a job. Mm-hmm. So if we don't get the cuts now, the time horizon with which we'd have to wait for them is just shrinking. And so I think we're going to be less sensitive over the next few months. Like, oh, we're not going to get the cut now. Well, we'll get it next month or in 2 months. It's not a big deal.
Well, Bank of Japan is prepping markets for a near-term rate hike as a weak yen is overshadowing politics. They're reviving previous hawkish language as worries about sharp yen declines return and political pressure for the Bank of Japan to keep rates low fades. Let's go international. U.S. bonds are up this morning. Treasuries are up. But let's talk about the yen, talk the euro, the pound. What's going on into the sort of long sort of break as we go into the holiday?
Tony,
go ahead.
Can I just point out something about the yen here?
Sure.
The people in Japan, lovely people, great people, love them. Wife's Japanese. But the Ministry of Finance and Bank of Japan, they're also kind of rascals who like to do things when...
Oh, not rascals.
Yeah, right. In those illiquid U.S. hours, if you look back over the past few years, they've tended to operate around thinner liquidity environments in the U.S. So given where the yen is right now, if you look at the dollar yen spot rate, you could hover into the tastyfx tab on the platform now, which is just wonderful. You can see that we're getting pretty close to the yearly highs. As someone who's sitting in a short delta position in 6J, knowing that the holidays are coming up, I plan on taking that position off today. There's no reason to roll the dice with a BOJ or a Ministry of Finance that's facing a great deal of pressure when they could effectuate a trade today, tomorrow, when basically no one's looking, and reset the table for the yen. So this is a serious risk. I peg it at a 20% chance of happening, but I want to enjoy my holiday. And I've actually spent previous Thanksgivings in my lifetime coming home early to trade the yen. To watch
you're fun at
risk.
parties.
Nobody comes home early to trade the yen. I mean,
Yeah, people do. People do, Tony. They're not very popular, but they do.
they can't be popular. I don't mind, trading something that's moving with some volatility to it, but the yen, where good Forex traders go to die.
No, but that is good insight about the risk, and then the holiday and those two things coinciding. So that's
and the yen is down small this morning, so you'll be getting out at an advantageous price if you were short the yen.
Hopefully.
Yep. British pound, on the other hand, is doing a little bit better. It's actually unchanged this morning, but it's caught a little bit of a bid over the last 4 or 5 days against the dollar, which means the dollar would be lower.
Shifting gears to the commodity sector, you just gotta laugh when you read. This is a direct quote. So President Trump said he has urged Chinese President Xi to increase the speed and size of agricultural purchases, and he said that Beijing had more or less agreed to do so. This is what our economy and our farmers are now relying on. More or less sales of soybeans have basically stuttered to a halt after supposedly China had agreed to restart its purchases. All we negotiated for was the same amount of soybeans that they were buying before, but that's neither here nor there. I do want to talk about the softs. What's going on?
Oh, do you trade a lot of the softs there, my friend?
I like to put on some trades around the WASDE reports that Westwater flags for us. Those come out every few weeks. There have been decent volatility readings in the futures. If you're looking at ZCs, ESZW, IVRs, we've seen perk up into the high 60s, 70s, even above 100 in some cases over the past month or two.
Yes.
So while those aren't necessarily the most liquid or deepest markets for traders, kind of like a natural gas, those are so uncorrelated with basically any single stock or any equity index that you're trading out there. There is that benefit of diversification just for the product assumption, the time horizon, the strategy being used, that with the soft ags, I think they are an important building block of a portfolio to help bring down your beta weighted deltas and generally speaking, keep your risk a little bit tighter. So I like them as a component of overall managed futures trading.
Wheat is basically unchanged, up small. They're all up small. Soybeans are right at that number. I never thought it would get above, which was 127. It got significantly above it, went into the 160, 158 handle. It's back down to that number I said it would never get through, 127.
I am driving to Indiana today, so I will report from the cornfields.
Let me know.
I just sent you a graphic because maybe it's something we put up on the screen, maybe not, but it's a China soybean purchase tracker. They made a commitment to purchase at least 12 million metric tons this year. Thus far, they are 16.2% through that commitment with 5 weeks left to go in the calendar year.
You can do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's okay. Bat also has a husband tracker for all of the chores he's been committed to do through the year, and he's also only around 17% through that.
This is true.
He's pacing ahead of me. Okay.
Anyway. But that's cool. Yeah, soybean tracker. It's kind of like the Domino's pizza tracker there. Right?
It's a real fun party trick, Vanetta.
So, hopefully it's better than the McDonald's ice cream machine working.
Oh, yeah, that's good. Have you ever left a party, Chris, to go trade soybeans?
I have not, unfortunately. Okay. But you know what? There's a new year coming up.
Never say never. Hey,
people to disappoint.
Staying in the commodities sphere, JP Morgan says oil prices could crash more than 50% in the next 2 years. Demand growth is slowing while supply is expected to continue rising steadily, no matter what the cartel that is OPEC Plus says. According to the bank, the structural imbalance could push prices down by 50% by the end of 2027. YOLO some oil here? What are we doing?
Oh, no. JP Morgan needs to buy some oil. That's the only reason why they would put an article like this out. Oil's unchanged at 50, well, call it 58. That'd be rounding up by about 12 or 13 cents. What do you think about oil, Chris?
Yeah, I mean,
it's gone nowhere, right? It's pretty much sideways, low end of its range.
Can we just talk a little bit about how so much has changed in the past, 20 years? I remember growing up, it was like, oh, it's a total conspiracy. We're not going into Iraq to get their oil. That's lunatic stuff. Why would you say that? Whereas Trump's just been openly talking about how he wants Venezuela's oil, and so we may go after Maduro. I like legitimately, Venezuela has 300 billion barrels of oil in reserves. If Maduro were to leave and their market were to open up, just the supply alone that could come on would absolutely crush oil prices. So if it's slower growth,
Everyone gets a Hummer H2.
You get a Hummer, I get a Hummer. Hey, I'm getting Hummers.
Nope.
Hey, it is Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving, everyone.
Oh, I hate it here. Okay,
Omaha.
keep it up. There's a little late on that, Beth.
Yeah, Beth was too busy trying to get herself a Hummer.
No, she's peeling potatoes over there. I don't know what she's doing, but she's late
Omaha.
flag on the play. This is interesting. The first spot Dogecoin ETF is launching amid market volatility. Who asked for this? The first U.S. exchange-traded fund to directly hold Dogecoin, the original meme coin, has started trading. What do we think about this?
I mean, why Doge? I mean, it's a 15-cent coin or something like that, isn't it? I mean, I don't know, 18-cent coin? I mean,
I don't understand any of this.
I don't understand any of it either. I guess it has to be the OG. I don't know.
According to this website, Wall Street has unveiled an ETF for Dogecoin, the most famous meme coin, but so far no one has crossed over. The debut of Grayscale's Dogecoin ETF, GDOG, on NYSE Arca on November 24th, has not seen any net unit creation, indicating institutional appetite for meme cryptocurrencies in a regulated setting could be overestimated.
Oh, no.
Who is estimating? Forget overestimating. Who is estimating that corporates were going to have a appetite for meme cryptocurrencies? I can't. I would love to have been the salesperson to pitch that, and I can't imagine the CFO that was like, "This guy, this is new wave technology. We got to get in."
It's definitely a good point. I'm with you there, Chris. I don't know who's doing it either.
What is Bitcoin? What are digital assets doing this morning? Let's start there.
They're heavy. There's no doubt about it. Bitcoin got up to 88,000, down to under 87, 86.6 last night. It's there this morning at 86,900 on Bitcoin. Ethereum is down around the same percentage point, around 75. 3/4 of a percentage point, which is $22 in Ethereum. It caught a little bit of a bid 48 hours ago, and then they've been going kind of sideways to lower. Volatility in Bitcoin is not to the upside these days.
Chris, do you trade crypto at all? Are you doing like iBit or Coinbase or just directly?
I'm a long-term hodler, so and I haven't moved any. There's no reason to. I haven't moved anything up or down in the past several months. I don't, given my time horizon for how long I've been holding it, I just let these 6-month or 1-year windows just roll over my back. That said, IBIT has been an awesome trading vehicle this year, both on the up and the down. I'm personally looking for a bottoming signal in Bitcoin. We're not quite turning the corner yet, but if we get to see some basing there, it has been the albatross around the market's neck. It feels like whenever Bitcoin or Ethereum falls, stocks have struggled to take that next leg up. Maybe there's a story there, maybe there's not. But I see Bitcoin.
It seems like crypto got everything they wanted, and they're still not happy.
They got everything they wanted, but I could say from my interactions with my friends and non-finance people, like on the left, so to speak, their view of crypto went from last year of it like, oh, this is just like a whatever speculative instrument, it's gambling, I'm never going to invest, to it becoming like a vehicle for corruption. Now, I know that's totally politically jaded and colored by everything going on with like World Financial and Trump coin and yada yada. But there's just, if the idea there is like there has to be a greater fool, and I hate to say that because I am one of those fools as a crypto person, is to a certain extent. But if the idea is there has to be a greater fool, who's going to come into the market now incrementally that hasn't been trading crypto over the past few years?
Now you can have it in your 401k.
And you don't need to actively trade it, and you don't need to go through the hoops for it. And listen, there is absolutely a place for crypto. I did this exercise in overtime the other day. If you were simply long 60-40 SPY TLT versus being long a mix of stocks, bonds, oil, gold, and Bitcoin over the past 10 years, you have higher Sharpe ratios, higher Sortino ratios, same level of drawdown, outperformance relative to your benchmarks, right? The diversification benefits are there. So you should be trading it. You should be holding on to it, not in large quantities. But in terms of the incremental buyer right now, I don't know who's coming into the crypto space that has not been here already.
So you're saying your kid's 529 isn't full of Melania coin?
Melania coin. No, I put it into Baron coin. He's the future.
Okay, cool. Hey,
Yeah.
Polymarket has secured a CFTC approval for regulated U.S. return. The new designation from the CFTC paves the way for the prediction market platform to formally reopen in the U.S. with a fully regulated exchange structure. What are your thoughts?
Chris, go ahead. I'll let you do it first.
What was that Adam Sandler movie, Vanetta? Like, let's bet on it. I think that's a great mantra. I think that we should be betting on everything. We should be trading everything. We should be making a market in everything. You know, what time will my kid wake up this morning? How many bottles overnight? Like, let's bet on it. Does this take away from what we're doing, though? I don't think so. I've seen some concern in financial circles like, oh, this is going to be so bad for retail traders. No, it's not. It's a completely different thing. It's an entirely different thing. There's some crossover and some appeal, like fantasy football folks, but at the end of the day, it's just another way to express views, and we want as many ways to express views as possible as traders.
How about you, Bat?
I think I'm a little bit on the opposite side. I think we're going to mattresses, like the Godfather used to say. I think brokerage firms will be getting into the poly market space. The poly market space will be getting into the brokerage firms, and the only thing that's going to come out of this good is everything for somebody like us that are just retail investors. It can only, I don't know how much better markets can get in the equity side, but they're certainly going to improve on the betting side, which you got to take with a little bit of a grain of salt, because we've now learned that just about every human sport that we play is rigged. Now, you've been worried about the stock market being rigged. That's the market that's not rigged. The one that you didn't know was rigged was basketball, football, MMA, go down the line.
Baseball, yeah.
Rigged.
Also rigged.
Also, well, here's something that could throw a wrench in the works as this sort of prediction market stuff starts to make its way through the legal system. A judge in Nevada is erasing Kalshi's early win as the prediction site is trying to, fight for being legal there. You do not, and I repeat, do not ever want to go against the Nevada Gaming Control Board. But they are basically, the judge said, Kalshi relies on a strained reading of the already convoluted Commodities Exchange Act in an attempt to evade state regulation. Kalshi's interpretation would require all sports betting across the country to come under the jurisdiction of the CFTC rather than the state. So basically, he's like, look, there's no difference between gambling, which we regulate as the Nevada Gaming Control Board, and prediction markets. He's like, you could dress it up with all these fancy adjectives, you city slicker, but basically it's the same thing. So now it's working its way through the courts, and we're going to see what happens.
Tony, the judge said that these are games of chance, not financial derivatives per se, at least when it comes to sports-driven contracts. Is there any debate over that?
I don't know.
Well, it's like how they used to outlaw pinball. They were like, there's no skill in pinball. And then someone proved, they're like, there is skill in pinball. And then that's true.
Well, Who wrote a song about it?
Yeah, okay, crazy time. We'll see what happens with Kalshi and Nevada there.
Yeah, you're going to get back and forth. I mean, listen, this is probably the gaming commission here. You know what I mean? Those guys putting their weight in. If everybody gets a taste, it'll get passed. If not, then they're going to fight.
Well, it just sets up because right now Kalshi and Polymarket have been taking the stance that because these are federal rules, they're immune to state regulations. And if all of a sudden these are viewed as games of chance, so they're hosting games of chance on their platform, they might have to get registered by every single state to operate there. And that would it leads to a fractured market in the short term and could be bad for the industry. Who knows?
And that's the same road that like a DraftKings and a FanDuel had to forage. So we'll see what happens. Hey, a couple of earnings from last night. Hewlett Packard is betting $1 billion on AI, even if it means cutting thousands of jobs, says the CEO. Work on your messaging, buddy. That's a terrible message. HP expects to spend roughly $650 million on restructuring, including around $250 million in fiscal 2026. Fourth quarter revenue for HP rose 4.2% to $14.6 billion, slightly below analyst expectations. I don't know if you traded it at all, but I just thought it was a funny headline.
No, not really a tradable product in my book.
HPQ, because there's a couple of them. So yeah.
Yep.
Dell reported their earnings. They missed on revenue, but offered a strong forecast driven by AI sales. Dell brought in revenue of $27.01 billion versus $27.13 expected. They said they expect around $31.5 billion in sales in the fourth quarter, which is above estimates of $27.5. What'd you do in Dell?
Dell's actually up around $6 this morning to 131. Dell had taken it a little bit from about 170 to about 115. So Dell catch a little bit of a video. Probably helps most people at Tasty Nation. Inside the expected move for Dell. Markets were a little bit wide.
Chris, do you trade earnings?
Sometimes several years ago, and I think this is actually, I'm getting ready to do this again because it's that time of the year. Once a year, I go back and look at all my trades and I bucket them out by strategy and time horizon. And I basically see what's worked well and what hasn't. And several years ago,
oh my God, you're the most public person I've ever worked with.
Yeah, well, I'm sorry.
I could not believe this.
Yeah, well, you got to do something with your time, Tony.
I always thought I was a man of the people. You are a man of the people, my friend.
I study. I do what you're supposed to do. I keep a trading journal. I study my results. But when I went back to my earnings plays several years ago, it's like 50-50 for me. I have no edge there. It's a coin flip. Yeah. So I like to do them. They're fun, but I have no aspiration that this is how I'm going to put bread on the table.
Okay.
It's not my forte.
I missed this yesterday because it came out in the morning as the show had already started. But Baba reported their earnings yesterday morning, and their AI arm surged 34%. So they posted better than projected revenue growth in the cloud business, offsetting a plunge in profit after the company unleashed spending on consumer subsidies and data centers to ride the AI boom. Their Quinn platform propelled overall revenue 5% higher to around $35 billion. Just wanted to talk about the Chinese stocks here for a bit, because again, we didn't do it yesterday. So Baba.
Baba had a little bit of a bid after earnings, and it sold off yesterday. So it's basically went nowhere. Maybe a skosh higher. IV rank of 17 in there isn't really a premium selling delight, although premium has come in across the board. It's in the middle of its most recent range. So maybe it's a two-sided trade there. Maybe something like an iron condor if I was doing something like that.
The big news of yesterday is that NVIDIA stock fell 4% because Meta announced that they were going to start using Google's AI chips, and then all the Jensen Hong memes came out. He's like, "No, I'm really happy for you. You guys, it's great." And then he was just like wildly tweeting. He's like, "Our chips are good. Like, we're good. We have a good personality, and it's fine. We don't need you, Meta." And it was just, things got wild on social. It was just like really funny. It was like, girl, you were crashing out. You were this close to cutting bangs.
I mean, getting a new haircut. Oh, that's pretty good.
That's good. But let's talk about all the chip stocks. All the like Chris said, it's basically what our entire GDP is based upon. So now Meta's moving to Google. What does this mean? NVIDIA down 4%. Let's go.
NVIDIA was down 4%, caught a little bit of a bid late in the day yesterday, cutting its losses by about 50% or so. It's up about $1.50 this morning. Meta, actually, that was my trade from option trades today every Tuesday and Thursday. If you caught that, maybe you got a little money in there. Caught a little bit of buying the dip. Meta caught a good bid yesterday. It's down small relative, down around $4 today, 633 or so.
The chip news to me is more demonstrative of how demand is building in the industry than anything else. We like to set up these narratives of good versus evil or a two-sided action. So you have NVIDIA world, NVIDIA, Microsoft, Oracle, SoftBank, right? And then you have Google world, Google, Broadcom, maybe Meta's on that side of the table now. These aren't really competing with one another. Google this week told us the demand for their AI is doubling every 6 months with its current customer base. Just because it has these new TPUs that apparently can scale up doesn't mean that it can actually satisfy the demand that's out there beyond who's already using Gemini. So if Gemini is this new frontier model that's kicking ass and taking names, they're not going to be able to build out the way that they want to. And they also, TPUs are ASICs. They're application-specific integrated circuits. These are not great for general AI use. So if you're in the Google stack, you're great. But if you're not, you're kind of out of luck. I think people are going to realize how much money is still going to be needed in this area. This is not a sign that NVIDIA's demand is going to go down. We just don't have enough to go around right now. So I'm not bearish on NVIDIA or anything. We now have a new driver, and it's not all built upon the OpenAI flywheel of me giving you money, you giving him money, him giving me the money. Google doesn't need anyone else's money. They can print buku bucks as long as they want.
But of the three, who would you put your money on, Google, Meta, or NVIDIA?
Well, back in April, when we were talking about the market sell-off, we did write a bunch of articles about long-term buying opportunities, and Google was one of the two companies that I named as a long-term AI investment. I wish I followed my own advice a little bit better and was more overweight than I was, but Google to me is just the game in town because they have the full stack vertical integration right now.
And they own all the data, like their search is their
Warren
business.
Buffett. This is unbelievable. I mean,
Tony, check the April 10th, 2025 note on the Tastylive blog. We've been here. We've been talking about it for 7 months.
It's a fantastic buy if you did. I can't give you, I mean, listen, validated by the stock price, 322 and change, down small, just off of its highs. It is definitely the big dog in the group.
Real fast, we'll just go to the next headline, and then I'll just keep moving. Google is on pace to hit $4 trillion in market cap now, so that's wild. Google shares were up 4.1%, I think yesterday or whatever, but that's wild. So we already talked about it, so I'm going to keep it moving. But TSM, their stock fell yesterday because they're suing a former executive because he took trade secrets and gave them to Intel. What is happening? I like how the chip companies are messier than those Mormon housewives. What's going on in TSM?
Yeah, and this is going to be a little hairy. I actually started reading those articles. It's got everything in it. TSM is actually up about $3, $2.87. It hasn't really sold off like the rest of the market. Well, the rest of the chip stocks like NVIDIA. It's kind of gone sideways a little bit softer, catching a bid here this morning. But the market's catching a bid here this morning too. What
about Intel?
INTC. Let's take a look at that. That's part of Nick's America portfolio, trading 36 and change up small.
Well, the government owns part of Intel, so yeah.
Yes.
It's Trump's favorite stock. He purchased tens of millions of dollars of their corporate bonds right around the time that the government made their investment. So, look, this is not a political commentary. If it was Obama in March 2009 or even Trump in this past April, when the guy or girl with their hands on the economic levers of power says, this looks like a pretty good buy, it's probably something you should listen to, even if you're conflicted philosophically, ethically about whether or not it's something you should do.
Just all in. Hey, Palantir breaks their 100-day moving average amid an AI stock sell-off. Should you buy the dip in Palantir? Should you be the, the dark bury? I don't know.
What do they do?
Palantir?
What is Palantir? I don't know anyone that uses
Their AI.
Surveillance. Palantir uses you. You don't use Palantir. Palantir uses you.
That's right.
Great.
That's right.
Yes.
Great.
Yes.
No.
I'm the product.
Yes.
165 and change, up around $2.50. It's off of its lofty highs back in the beginning of November, 205 or so, down to about 160 and change where it sits right now, 165. It might not do anything, but it's still about a $370 billion company. Not the biggest of companies. Maybe a lot of growth there. Who knows?
Do you trade Palantir, Chris?
I don't, but I really enjoy Alex Karp's vibe. He's kind of crazy, a little chaotic. He recently said that his dream is to hire some planes to spray lightly fentanyl-laced chemicals over all the analysts who poo-pooed Palantir's stock all these years ago. I mean, like that's
and we don't appreciate just how alpha he is as a man.
Yeah, the swords, the handguns in the office, right? Like that's the kind of drive and commitment I want from my CEO. So
he needs a hot oil treatment or like a Brazilian, like a keratin treatment. I don't know. But anyway, I'm skipping a story. I'm skipping a story here, Beth. Netflix sends off Stranger Things with a marketing blitz. The iconic sci-fi series is entering its last season, and Netflix is sending it off with a bang. The fifth and final season debuts today, and thousands turned out in Los Angeles. Not sure what Netflix is doing. Here's the thing that's weird. So the young lady in this photo, you can't super see her. That's Millie Bobby Brown. She plays 11. The main character. They draw this series out so much. She was literally like 12. She's supposed to be 12 when it started. She's married and has a child now.
So didn't she just adopt a baby?
Yeah, no, she
recently?
she has a baby. She's married and she has a baby. Like, make the seasons faster. Like, I stopped watching. Like, I got into it, but then
It's so stupid. I mean, I
it was
tried to watch.
nostalgic.
All
right.
It's not supposed to be nostalgic. It's supposed to be over already, like you said. I agree.
All right, Netflix stock boomer.
That I could talk to you about. Netflix on the bid 105, closed at 104 and change, but it's at the low end of its range, just a little bit off of its lows. Netflix IV rank at 23, not horrible in this environment. It's got earnings in January 20th. After January expiration. So there might be something there to do in January for Netflix players.
Hey, finally today, if you're looking for economic indicators, I have one for you. Today is Black/Green Wednesday. Bars do buku business as everyone comes back to their hometowns and they need to drink the pain away. Also, I keep waiting for my Hallmark moment. I'm a big city girl who works in finance. I go home to my small town. I've never met a man wearing flannel. But anyway, there was a legendary bus, also dispensaries, Green Wednesday, having sales, whatever. But police at an Arizona college bar arrested 249 underage drinkers at once during a massive raid. You know what? I love this for the kids. I thought that Gen Z didn't try to do stuff like this anymore, and I like that they do.
That's a lot. That's a lot.
That is a lot. But also, it's the key phrase in that headline was Arizona.
These kids, they don't know anything about risk management. You're supposed to take a bunch of money, put it in an envelope, leave it under the frat's front doors, mat, and then they'll, and then no one bothers you for the next month.
Although someone in the comments was like, this generation does have a lot to learn, because why didn't they all run at once? They're like, they can't catch you.
They're too busy playing those PS5s, Tony. They didn't get the basketballs for Christmas, so they have atrophied legs and they don't know how to exercise.
That's right. They're like a veal. They're like a baby veal.
They're basically veal. Yeah.
Finally, every day, Chris, I like to show a video, and normally on Fridays, I like to do a little something called Trader Taste Test, but there's no Friday this week. So it's Wednesday, so I've been showing Thanksgiving video. So I'm going to show a Thanksgiving video. May I present to you the Thanksgiving Crunchwrap Supreme. Watch this.
My wife heard about
Another
this.
use for those Thanksgiving leftovers is to turn them into crunch wraps. For this, you'll need to have large 12-inch flour tortillas and crunchy tostadas in your pantry ahead of time. Then, it's just a matter of layering in your leftovers. I had sliced turkey breast and turkey dressing or stuffing, and then gravy to keep things moist. A regular Taco Bell Crunch Wrap has cheese sauce, but since I had leftover gravy, I just used sliced Swiss and I also added some cranberry sauce. The tostada shell brings the crunch, and you can stop here, but I had some cheesy broccoli casserole and added that as well. Then, the crispy store-bought fried onions were tossed in, and the whole wrap was folded. The key to the crunch wrap process is folding and then searing the folded side so that the tortilla will become more rigid and sealed up. The searing process also warms everything up a bit more and creates texture on the outside of the wrap. This is a crunchy and fun way to turn those leftovers into something new. I've got this simple recipe and a blog post about the process.
Thank you, Beth.
I mean, basically making a kitchen sink sandwich there. I don't hate it, but I was a little bit obnoxious with the what is it? Not the applesauce. What's the
cranberry sauce?
Yeah, the cranberry sauce in a plastic bag, and he cut the little thing like he was piping. He was piping it in. I mean, he could have just scooped it with a spoon. I mean, it was a little obnoxious there. He's trying to show off a little bit.
All right. Well, happy Thanksgiving to you and everyone and all your families and all your babies and all your kids and all your cats. Bat, what's coming up next?
Chris, would you eat that? No. Yeah, silent no. I think we
Sorry.
lost.
No. It was such an interesting thought. I had to reflect on it, but no, they didn't even deep fry it, right? Like, so it's not really a true crunch wrap supreme.
It's a good point. Good point. All right. Well, listen, we'll chew on that, and we'll come back with a little confirm and send, and we'll take a look at the market. We'll be back in 90 seconds. Let's Tasty Live.
Tasty Trade's Money Match event. Unlock 30 days commission-free trading. Plus a 1% cash match on all qualifying deposits to jumpstart your trading when you open and fund a new Tasty Trade account. Level up your trading experience with Active Trader Mode, smart order tracking, risk analysis tools, dynamic watch lists, and more. The Money Match event starts now, exclusive to new Tasty Trade customers.
Global markets never sleep. Explore them with Forex on Tasty Trade. Get in on 80-plus Forex pairs, 24 hours a day, 5 days a week. FX marks the spot. Trade it on Tasty Trade.
Look who's back testing. Tasty Trade now has options back testing for free. Test your trades with over 10 years of data for the most popular symbols. See how your trades would have performed in the past. Look back at profit and loss and take the guess out of guesswork. Oh, did we mention that it's free? Get back testing at Tasty Trade.
Tasty Trade has crypto, and you can trade with zero commissions. Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin, and more. Diversify in one place. Crypto, we got it, we get it.
Tasty Trade's Active Trader interface makes futures markets your arena. Built for the bold, not the bored. Trade CME futures with a single click. From micro contracts to major ideas. And go even further with futures options. Tasty Trade lays out multiple ladders and charts for total visibility. Plus, hundreds of built-in indicators for traders who want a broader view. Tasty Trade, pro-level tools, intuitive design, total control.
Class is in session. Dr. Jim Schultz is bringing the heat to Options Crash Course Live. This 90-minute show features Dr. Jim in his professional prime. All of the gimmies, none of the gotchas. Come early and grab a drink with Dr. Jim before class and stay for Q&A. The event is free, but space is limited. Register today at tastylive.com/events. It's not a lecture, it's a lifestyle.
Grow a strong community with Tasty Trade's referral program. When your friend joins Tasty Trade, you'll both receive $100. As your community grows, you get more bonuses. The referral program runs through December 31st, only at Tasty Trade.
That's right, Chris. That music means just one thing. It's time for Confirm and Send. But before we do, let's take a quick look at the market here on Synthetic Friday for here at Tasty Live. Even the S&Ps continue their rally up 22 handles to 68.04. They got as high as 10, down to 67.78. The expected move is about $25 today. Yesterday was almost double that. The day before, it was closer to 60. So volatility's definitely come in. Matter of fact, if you're looking at volatility /VX, it's in by another 20 cents, 19.15. When we made highs in the market before we had that big 2-day, that one day where we were up almost 100 handles, down almost 100 handles on the E-mini S&Ps, volatility was around 1980 on its lows. It's now 19.15. The market itself is not back to the highs, but volatility is back to its lows for that move. Just again showing that volatility is more mean reverting than price. Russell struggling on the struggle bus this morning, unchanged as the rest of the market's up around 0.25% or more. Dow is up 100 and change. The Russell was the leader yesterday in the clubhouse that brought us to new highs, to new heights for the day. yesterday's a little bit of a laggard today. Bonds have to catch in a bid over the last week or so, where they were flirting with going under 116. They flirted with going over 118, 117, 16 right now, down 6 ticks. Bitcoin struggling too. You can see here, caught a little bit of a bid about 48 hours ago. It's been struggling to maintain that bid. It is over 87,000. It has not gone back over 89,000 where it was just 2 days ago. Ethereum doing the same thing, although it is up small, $4.50. Oil, well, if you believe all the headlines, and maybe even Chris here might agree with you, oil at $58 looks like a sale. Is that correct, Chris, or are you more neutral on it?
I'm staying directionally neutral. I'm kind of bracketing this where the 45 and 21-day out cycle, I'm going directionally neutral with short iron condors. But then to keep some convexity in my pocket for the holiday, I do have some slightly out of the money calls that are due to expire next Friday in the event a Venezuela headline or what have you pops off.
I don't mind the short-term play. Looking at volatility here, in the 2-day options, you got a 41% monthly implied volatility. 5 days, you got a 36. Man, that 5 day is relatively low, if you believe the news that you're thinking, you're saying.
Yeah, it's like risking $100 to make 800 if something goes awry. I'm happy.
Yeah, and the volatility is okay. I mean, like, because you're looking at buying options, that might be a little bit more spread, like a vertical spread or something like that, or a diagonal type spread. But I don't hate the play for a directional bias. Go right ahead. I think shorter term directional plays are a lot more advantageous than the 45-day strategy of just buying out of the money options to try to hope for something. I think the time decay just kills you, which we're going to talk about on an option jive after we get to the confirm and send questions. Gold up $12 and change, traded over 4,200 for the first time in about 10 trading days or so, when it fell from 4,200 down to under 4,000, 39 and change. It's sitting at 42 and change right now. Silver, that's the bigger mover to the upside on a percentage basis, up almost 2%. Compared to gold, up almost 0.25%, a little bit more. Silver up 97 cents. It was flirting with 53, got up to 52.9. It's 52.5 right now. Net gas up 11 cents. Nvidia, for those who are watching Nvidia yesterday with the big sell-off, it's back up today, up around $3 or so. That's all I got, Chris. Let's get to confirm and send, and then we'll do our option jive. I've got a couple of questions for you. Are you ready?
Let's go.
Wednesday, November 26th, confirm and send on a day like today, where there is a holiday tomorrow and a half day on Friday. Are markets typically quiet? What does your crystal ball say, Chris?
Most of the time, yes, but it feels like it's not an even distribution. Either things are really quiet or something wonky comes out and prices get temporarily dislocated. I remember years ago, maybe this is 2012 or 2013, but the morning of Thanksgiving, there was a German Bund auction that came out real weak, and the euro just went crazy. And by the time liquidity returned on Friday, the entire move was erased.
Yeah.
So if you're trading short term, you're probably going to see something that, oh my gosh, how did that happen? I thought it was a holiday. But if you have enough duration in your pocket, Tony, you'll just ride out the next 2 days like it's a little wave hitting the side of a boat.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. I think you said it right. Nobody knows what can happen in the markets, but I would imagine that they get a lot, like you said, markets are typically a little bit two-sided. They get a little bit wonky. They're subject to movement because there's not as much liquidity. So yes, I would say that the liquidity factor dries up a little bit, but I didn't necessarily have to be quiet, right? I mean, it doesn't have to be quiet. You can have. It
doesn't have to be quiet. Unless a lot of people say like, oh, well, trading over the holidays, you can't trust it. Listen, if you make money, you get to keep it. If you lose the money, you don't get it refunded. So the trading still counts.
Yeah, well, that's the game we play. So yes, yeah, you're right there. It's the same day like any other day. Next question, please. All right, let me throw this one at you, Chris. I always thought the velocity of risk was to the downside, but the last 2 days have been the opposite. Is it even worth selling calls ever anymore?
I think it totally depends on the context, right? After a large directional move to the downside and a spike in volatility, you could sell calls. It might just be worth going directly to the underlying, like just get short SPY or sell ES or MES. It depends upon the volatility regime, right? Our friend Ilya likes to sell calls when the market's going up and there's really low vol because it's a cheap bet and it's a cheap mistake. And so if you're right, big move in your favor. If you're wrong, you can get out at a small loss. It depends upon the product though, Tony, right? Like you're going to treat precious metals totally different than you would treat equities here.
Yeah, I know. I mean, we've done the research. I mean, it definitely works over time. You're going to get some of that action where, market goes too far, too fast. I don't believe this was a trader's market. I mean, like I said, one day we're up 100 handles, down 100 handles. It's very easy to look back and say, hey, just sell puts. This was easy. And plus, it's the amount of buying power you have. There's certainly something to be said for like a Jade Lizard, which would be a nice strategy to put on where you have defined risk to the upside, and selling naked puts to Jade Lizard has a much better return than just selling strangles at some point too. So I think when volatility pops, I think you need to be two-sided and watch this. If the market were to go down 8 or 10% ever once in its lifetime for a year, you'll be saying, is there ever a time when we should be selling puts? Why do we sell puts? We should just sell calls. So it's an environment of the market, much like your journal. Your journal is going to show you what the market did over the last year and not what strategy is the best one to use. But I digress.
No, you're right.
Next question, please. Outside of watching price action, how would you suggest someone develop market awareness, Chris? This is a subjective one. Are you born with market awareness, I guess is the way I should answer it, or is it a skill you can learn?
I think it's a skill you learn. I think you may have a certain mind that's geared to watching patterns and picking up on certain developments over time, right? But outside of price activity, that's tough because I think the single best instructor, even today, is reading the tape. I know we can talk about L2 trading and looking at liquidity and order book and this and that, but at the end of the day, price is what you're trading, and that's how you make your money. So outside of activity, I do think it's actually important to listen to the news, not because there's something actionable there, but you hear these stories and you hear how they're being hyped up, and then you watch the market reaction and you go, okay, this is boy who cried wolf. Don't pay attention to this. The market seems to respond to these kind of things, so when I hear this, I should watch it. But really, at the end of the day, it's just watching the tape. Pull up a chart, look at how the options prices change, look at how the market responds around certain levels, and build from there.
I'm going to take it a different direction. I think market awareness comes from, and I think anybody can develop it. It comes from looking at risk. I mean, I think a lot of people are risk adverse and they don't embrace risk. They embrace the story, after the fact. I think they embrace and enjoy, missing moves or opportunities more than they actually like taking the risk of going with the opportunity. I mean, I was telling a story to my son-in-law. He was talking about things he could have done, things he should have done, and I'm telling him how I've got the best story of them all. I mean, I had a chance to buy Ethereum and be a part of Ethereum when it was 25 cents, and I thought it was the dumbest investment ever. 25 cents. I would trade up to 4,000. I mean, you have to look at things as risk products and what you can make from something, and not really. It's not like just market awareness, like the price is low, so I should buy it, as opposed to the price is high, I should sell it. A lot of people look at it the other way around. They like to buy high and sell higher, which I was never able to do. There you go. So it doesn't matter. Like your market awareness and my market awareness might be completely different. It's the strategy that we use to employ what we feel is going to happen, which is going to help us be right, even if we're a little bit of directionally wrong. Now, if it's just a matter of buying a stock or selling a stock, that's a 50-50 shot. Anybody could be right. It's the strategy behind it, and then the amount of risk that you want to take, how much your buying power that you're using for the strategies that you use. So I think it's really about being risk adverse more than market awareness. I think people have to develop a little bit of a better tolerance for assuming risk. Next question, please. Go ahead.
Can I just stick on that for a second? That is, you mentioned that sometimes people, we are risk averse creatures, right? We have loss aversion as one of our significant biases. And so people would rather, I fall into this too. In like March and April, I was saying, I'm not in this market. I don't like being long stocks, which is implicitly saying that I should be short stocks. And so I was really happy that I avoided a lot of the pain on the way down. The reality is I should have just been trading it on the way down. And
sure.
Instead of letting that concern keep me sidelined, I would have done better. Not that I have had a bad year, but I would have done better had I just embraced it. So you have to fight through those cognitive and emotional biases as a trader. And it's really, I find that to be one of the more difficult battles day to day, not letting those voices tell you that you shouldn't take the trade.
Yeah, my Taiwanese sources reminded me that I would have turned that $5,000 investment into $80 million if I had stuck with it. Now, let me tell you something. If that $5,000 investment got to $10,000 or $15,000, I would have been out. Okay, so there's the other side of it. All right, where I would have been out of half or more, and then when it went up another 50,000, I'd be out of there. Okay, so I'm never holding it for the 80 million, so I don't have any FOMO of it, and I can't tell you the things I've done. I mean, I bought E-mini S&Ps at 677, 76. And I said, I'm never selling these in my entire life. I will roll them into perpetuity. I will give them to my grandkids. Well, I was out as soon as I was able to make a couple of bucks on them. So, and I did that live on TV. So that's no BS. You can find that one too. So we all have plans and journals and objectives, and then trading gets in the way and nobody hits you over the head. But I've made significant investments in other places in my life in trading that's made up for not holding those futures for the rest of my life. Anyway, next question, please. Last one. I believe on Monday you had a viewer question that said, "Now what?" We did. That was it. It said, I think something like, now what? Because we had that big market movement up and down. The market was selling off pretty good. I'm going to pose the same question. Now what? We've rebounded back. We're about halfway into the highs and lows for this most recent move. Okay, it's a great question. Now what, Chris? I'll give it to you.
Are we closer to the highs than we are to the lows right now in the S&P 500? That's really interesting, Tony. Certainly doesn't feel like that, given everything that's gone on in recent weeks, right?
Yeah,
as far as I'm positioned, now what to me is a market that, as you and I discussed yesterday with Jamal on Let Me Explain, this is a market rally that is disliked. It is not overcrowded. There's a lot of fear baked in right now. The worst thing that happens to a fund manager here in the last 5 weeks of the year is that they are not long stocks when the market goes up and closes at all-time highs. And this has been a very difficult year for fund managers and institutional investors, a point that we've been chirping on since May, effectively, when everyone's been underweight the stock market since that April sell-off. And there's been a chase factor right now. So I think the chase factor is here. Vol's collapsing, stocks are rebounding. We have a new AI driver today. And have you noticed that Google and Broadcom, they've come in a decent amount, and yet the market's still holding up and Nvidia's rebounding back. We're going to get our rate cuts, Tony.
Yeah.
7,000 S&P still seems like it's in the ballpark, man.
Yeah, I'll say this. With Bitcoin, quote unquote, imploding down 20, 25, 30%, depending on where you want to look at it from, I always said on the show, I don't think this move is related to Bitcoin liquidation. I don't think those people who had leveraged Bitcoin are now, selling their equity assets to make up for or raise cash because of this. People who trade Bitcoin under leverage are not trading the overall market like we do or investors do. That was my opinion. I really thought it was interest rate related with the Fed watch tool of interest rates flip-flopping, from a definite rate cut to a definite no rate cut to now a definite rate cut again. And I think if you have that kind of environment where we have a rate cut, I think the market probably has footing underneath it. So my answer to this question would be, I think dips could be bought again. I mean, I think that's the market that we have. Good job out of you, Chris. We're going to take a quick 90-second break. We're going to come back. We got ourselves an option jive talking about intrinsic and extrinsic value. I think you're going to like it. We'll be back in 90 seconds. It's Tasty Live.
At tastylive, we live and breathe the markets. But when the live show's over, are we out of breath? If you want to inhale the latest breaking market news, we've got you covered. The tastylive research team and on-air personalities post refreshing content updated daily covering earnings, economic reports, trade ideas, and much more. If you want a breath of fresh air and not stale takes, visit the News and Insights tab at tastylive.com.
Tasty Trade's Money Match event. Unlock 30 days commission-free trading. Plus a 1% cash match on all qualifying deposits to jumpstart your trading when you open and fund a new Tasty Trade account. Level up your trading experience with active trader mode, smart order tracking, risk analysis tools, dynamic watch lists, and more. The Money Match event starts now, exclusive to new Tasty Trade customers.
Grow a strong community with Tasty Trade's referral program. When your friend joins Tasty Trade, you'll both receive $100. As your community grows, you get more bonuses. The referral program runs through December 31st, only at Tasty Trade.
When the market moves, traders need to move faster. Tasty Trade Active Trader Tool offers full depth of market visibility, one-click order entry, and instant position management so traders can react in real time. While others charge for professional tools, Tasty Trade provides them for free. Opportunity can move fast. Seize it with Active Trader. Try it now on Tasty Trade.
Look who's back testing. Tasty Trade now has options back testing for free. Test your trades with over 10 years of data for the most popular symbols. See how your trades would have performed in the past. Look back at profit and loss and take the guess out of guesswork. Oh, did we mention that it's free? Get back testing at Tasty Trade.
Class is in session. Dr. Jim Schultz is bringing the heat to Options Crash Course Live. This 90-minute show features Dr. Jim in his professional prime. All of the gimmies, none of the gotchas. Come early and grab a drink with Dr. Jim before class and stay for Q&A. The event is free, but space is limited. Register today at tastylive.com/events. It's not a lecture, it's a lifestyle.
Step into the future's arena with Tasty Trade's Active Trader. Multiple ladders, hundreds of indicators, precision control. From micro gold to NASDAQ, all CME one click.
It's option jive. All right, Chris, you ready for this option jive I've promised you on intrinsic and extrinsic value?
You did. You were telling me in the green room that I don't know anything about either, and it'd be instructive for everyone for me to get this lesson on air. So let's do it.
That's not true. I said you're very good at this. I said you're an intrinsic, extrinsic expert, is what I said. It's lucky to have Chris in the room today so we can correct any problems we might have. So please put the first slide up. Option value, intrinsic versus extrinsic. Chris, I know you've been studying day and night for this. You were born for this moment. Don't go anywhere.
Got my Macmillan options textbook right here for this section, Tony.
Beautiful. All right. Well, you might. I don't think you're going to need it here because I think you have it memorized, but we'll see. We'll see. First slide, please. Intrinsic and extrinsic value on option pricing here. I think this is probably the easiest way to explain it to somebody who doesn't know what intrinsic value is. And with options, it's what it's worth right now. If exercised right now, that's the intrinsic value, right? So if if a stock is 100 and the 95 call is trading for around $7. What would the intrinsic value be of that option, Chris?
Divided by pi.
Stock's 195. It's trading at 7.
You tell me,
Don't disappoint me here, Chris. I set you up as the expert.
You did set me up as the expert. Could we call it $5?
$5 exactly. You are correct. So that's what the option would be worth right now. And the extrinsic value is what it's worth because of its possibility of going higher. So that extrinsic value in my example on those 95 calls trading at $7 with the stock at 100 for the expert and the win would be how much, Chris?
$5.
$2.
Oh, sorry, $2 for the other
value.
side. Yes,
That's right. Get rid
I
of
was scrolling through the slides to get ahead here. I'm listening.
Bring in our next expert, please, for the second slide here, please. All right, good work, Chris. Don't worry. Someday, not all experts are created equal.
It's that audio dyslexia.
I even repeated it for you so that you could get it right again. Yeah. I tried to throw you a softball, but you probably weren't good at sports either. Intrinsic value is what the option would be worth if exercised today. It's the per share. Now you're getting a little bit deeper into the weeds here. I really like the way they did it the first time. It's the per share for calls, the stock price minus the stock price if positive, the per share for puts, stock price if positive. All right, for out of the money options, there will be a negative. In that case, intrinsic value is 0. So again, on my same example, Chris, let's try to get this one right so we can be 50%. Are you ready? Stock's still 100, and the 110 calls are trading at $1. What is the intrinsic value of those options?
Oh, wow. You're really putting me on the spot here, Tony. If the stock's trading at 110.
That's right.
And it's $100 call.
Yeah, it's 110 call.
110 call.
Stock's trading at 100 and it's trading at $1. $1.
Well, is the answer 9?
No intrinsic value. No.
Oh, right, because it's an out of the money call. It's out of the money. That's
it's
right.
All extrinsic. That is correct.
Sure.
Gonna have to brush up. Unlike American options, did you know that there was European and American options? I'm assuming you did, but I don't know if a lot of people do.
Yeah, one can be exercised at any time. The other can only be exercised day of. European options are not great.
Yeah, European options cannot be exercised at any point, despite this. Their intrinsic value is the same by definition. We trade mostly American options, so you're fine there. So, as a matter of fact, unless
you're never. If you're on the platform, you're not trading European style options.
Yeah, you're right. I guess SPX would be non-exercisable, I guess, but that's a cash valued index. I don't know. Next one, please. Next one, please. There you go. 170. Oh, they're even going to give you an example here because we added this slide in case you got it wrong. And obviously you did get it wrong before. So we added this slide so you would have something that you could put on your refrigerator. The 170 call on a $180 stock, the intrinsic value, obviously $1,000, as Chris got right. It was the extrinsic value that he got a little bit wrong. They're going to look at the 230 call on a 180 stock. It has no intrinsic value. It's pretty easy stuff, I think, for people who've been watching Tasty Live for any time, but great for those who are new traders. And the put is going to be the opposite, obviously, and there the 180 put has no intrinsic value. I don't think I have to go over this. I think it's pretty self-explanatory for most people. And the way we already explained it on slide 1, I think, is the best way to look at it. Next one, please. The lovely Beth doing her best Vanna White right now. The 170 call, who's still out there, by the way, Vanna White, by the way. She's still turning those letters, right?
Have you been watching the new wheel?
I don't know. I cannot say I have.
Okay. No.
Why? No. Is it really good or really bad?
No, it's good. Seacrest does a good job.
Okay. Fun fact: the two daughters that you didn't know I had, one of them actually works for Tasty in the account openings. Sasha was friends with Vanna White. They used to do play dates together with my wife and Vanna White and a few others. Morgan Fairchild, even.
She's an American. She's a national treasure.
But it's probably trading for $15 or $18. That's that extrinsic value they're talking about. This is pretty easy, I think, because the option holder has the right but not the obligation, Chris. That's the key there. They have the right but not the obligation. So would anybody ever exercise, if the market was still open, would anybody ever exercise an option that had extrinsic value if they could sell it for a higher price in the open market?
I mean, it totally depends upon your liquidity needs, your portfolio.
The answer is no, Chris. The answer is a resounding no. You got to help the retail investor here. If you're trading and you have an option that's deep in the money and you think it's going to be exercised like out from under you intraday, it can't happen. The exercise is at the end of the day. And they would never, ever do it intraday if they could sell it for more in the open market. So if it has extrinsic value, you're going to not have to worry about being exercised. Now, the only caveat to this would be is if there was a dividend, meaning if there was a dividend that could be paid and it was more than the extrinsic value of the option, then you could be exercised. And that's exactly why we say, look at the put value. And that's because you put call parity. If the put is trading over the dividend price, you'll never get exercised. Chris, I'm going to have to get you that. You read that book while we're taking a little break here before we get to the opening bell. Next one, please. Before we go away, the extrinsic value has extrinsic. I'll do it in English this time. Whoop, there's my putty cat. Sorry about that. That's Sandra Day O'Connor. Extrinsic value. How does it behave? The spread of possible future underlying price is wider the higher the volatility and the further in the future we consider. Wow, that was a really poor written sentence, but they're math guys, they're not English guys. Thus, they're getting philosophical on us now. Extrinsic option values rise and fall with volatility. That's 100% correct. And time decay. That's the next one they got to. Theta decay is always eating away at extrinsic value. When an option reaches expiration, its value is just its extrinsic value. Let's get to the next question. So the next slide, so I can wrap this up here and get to the opening bell. Takeaways: the price of an option can be seen as the sum of its intrinsic and extrinsic value. Obviously, that's the price of the option. The extrinsic value is what the option could be worth if it were exercised right now. Beautiful from the first one that we went. Only in the money options have intrinsic value. Extrinsic value is the potential payment that you have to pay for the stock's movement. I mean, that's really what it comes down to. Buyers pay for potential while sellers collect for risk. I think it was pretty self-explanatory in intrinsic and extrinsic value. And even you are going to be able to get this right in the future, Chris.
Well, that's why these options drive sessions are so important for people like me, Tony.
It's correct.
The so-called experts.
I'm going to take a quick 90-second break, and I'm going to move my putty cat. We'll be back in 90 seconds with the opening bell.
Tasty Trade's Money Match event. Unlock 30 days commission-free trading. Plus a 1% cash match on all qualifying deposits to jumpstart your trading when you open and fund a new Tasty Trade account. Level up your trading experience with Active Trader Mode, smart order tracking, risk analysis tools, dynamic watch lists, and more. The Money Match event starts now, exclusive to new Tasty Trade customers.
Feel like your wardrobe is missing something? Like style, purpose, and maybe a dancing dog? Can I pet that dog? The new Tasty Trade and tastylive web store is now live. New merch, bold designs. Did we mention all net proceeds go to one tail at a time? Invest in the real bull market, dogs. Go to tastytrade.threadless.com. Grab some gear and help some pups. You get merch, they get a home.
Tasty Trade's Active Trader interface makes futures markets your arena. Built for the bold, not the bored. Trade CME futures with a single click. From micro contracts to major ideas. And go even further with futures options. Tasty Trade lays out multiple ladders and charts for total visibility. Plus, hundreds of built-in indicators for traders who want a broader view. Tasty Trade, pro-level tools, intuitive design, total control.
Tasty Trade has crypto, and you can trade with zero commissions: Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin, and more. Diversify in one place. Crypto, we got it, we get it.
Correct, my friend. You know what that means? The opening bell is imminent in less than a minute. Even the S&Ps, I'm not even going to put them up there yet, but they're up 23. We really haven't had too much movement in the overnight session. You had about what is that? About 25 handle move up to down on the overall market. We're up 22 right now, about $5 or 5 handles or 5 points, depending on what you want to call them, on the mini S&Ps off of their trading highs for the day. What do you think here, Chris? We hold this rally, have a little two-sided action, or sell off massively, or go up huge?
No one's selling off massively. Most institutional traders have handed off their books to their junior traders. So you're probably just looking at position management and flow management today. If we are going to go directional, probably to the upside following last week's sell-off. And maybe it's worth revisiting the 3 unique occurrences that happened last Thursday. But you know what? The opening bell's here now. Stocks are still holding on to their gains, Tony. 68.05 for the S&P, 25,217 for the NASDAQ, 0.4%, 0.5% each up so far.
Yep, and you've got the Russell, the lagger, just turned green for the first time that I've seen it this morning. It was just about $10 higher than that last night. Dow up 110 now. It was 108 a moment ago. And volatility in by 29 cents, back down, flirting with going under 19. If volatility doesn't catch itself a bid, the market's not selling off. I agree with you there. Bonds are down 8 ticks or so. Bitcoin trying to get over 88,000. It's 87.7 right now. That'd be a round up. Ethereum up small, $5. Gold down 13 cents. I'm sorry, oil down 13 cents. Gold up $2.10. Silver up 87 cents. That's a big move on a percentage basis, about 1.75%. Let's see what's moving the market here across the board. I'll click on net change and we'll go from the laggers, the ones who are trying to bring us lower. ZS down, I don't know, $25. Not something I trade, but that's a big 8 or 9% move. Workday, I believe it had earnings too, down $20. That's almost a 10% move, 8% move. You see it there. Reddit down $1 after that. CRM down $2. Where's Oracle? Oracle's usually lower in there. I mean, it never goes up. Let's see what Oracle's doing. Oracle up $10. Oracle up $10.
Wow.
That's what you're supposed to say, Chris. It's the first uptick in the last 2.5 weeks or so since I sold puts in Oracle. Please give me something there. Oracle up $10. I'll take a look at that position momentarily. Let's go back to this watch list here and look at what stocks are higher this morning. There's my Oracle. AppLovin up $10. A little soft the other day. It's come back. Hood up $6. Microsoft up around $5 and change. NVIDIA up $4. So you've got the 2 stocks like NVIDIA and Microsoft. Microsoft has been a little bit weak relative to the overall market. One of the market leaders not participating in this move up. Obviously, you can see it's up about $4 or $5 today, but it hasn't really gotten its legs underneath it like the rest of the market has. I mean, if you got NVIDIA and Microsoft up today and you throw yourself in there a little Apple up about $1.70 or so, it seems like the market has some strength to it still.
Yeah, it does have some strength to it. And you're finding, I'm just looking here through the 2 baskets of like the NVIDIA versus Google teams, and Team NVIDIA is obviously winning today. Broadcom's only up by 13 basis points, Google up by 28. On the other hand, NVIDIA's up 2.7%, so 270 basis points. And then you mentioned Oracle up what's over 5% right now. Tony, if this year is now going to be defined by these 2 groups of companies going neck and neck to see who's the baton leader for the AI race, that's a hell of a lot better than what we could have hoped for when the concerns are about the AI flywheel and OpenAI with the circular funding. It's a nice open here. It's tough for me to take stock at anything on a low volume day, so let's see where the figures line up. But yesterday was a really healthy volume day, and I think that's the thing that can't be understated about the past few days of price action. Everyone says, oh, heavy volume on the way down, and then it's kind of like light volume on the way up. There has not been light volume the past 3 days. There have been healthy volumes across the board, ES, NQ, gold, silver, Bitcoin, right? So the fact that you have this significant move up with that conviction and participation, don't sleep on it.
Yeah, I agree with you. The market has had plenty of volume to it on both sides of the board, to the downside and to the upside. I agree with you that, and had been saying on the show how it seemed like the market was behaving well, even with the quote unquote Bitcoin sell off in the market. I didn't think it was related to that at all. I really thought it was interest rate related, and it seemed to have worked out that way. Now, but we're still off of our highs, right? I mean, even the S&Ps. They are significantly higher now, up another 30 handles, another half a percentage point here. But you're looking at what, 69 and change as the all-time highs, and we're looking at 68 and change right now. So you still got some room to the upside if you're thinking that we make new highs.
Yeah, I mean, we're 150 points away from new highs, we'll call it. 150 points ago was Monday morning, Tony.
Yes, it does. And it is about a 2-week move these days. I mean, usually it's a 2-week move with this implied volatility, but it does seem to be happening daily. And these 50 handle moves on both sides of the market really gave a nice little trader's market here before we go into Thanksgiving. I think we can all be thankful for that if we embrace some sort of risk there, right? On both sides of the coin. There was opportunity, buyers and sellers. Right now, it does seem to be strongly in the bull's hand, especially with volatility flirting with going under 19. As a matter of fact, just a moment ago, it was 1895 for the first time in quite some time here. You can see how volatility over the last 4 days has really crept off. And as bonds have stayed solid, bonds never really gave it up one way or the other, even when. Yeah, go ahead.
No, I love that you're bringing this up right now. Have you noticed in recent months, maybe not this month, but most of this year when Fed cut odds went up, treasuries went down?
Yeah.
Almost to say like, oh, we're going to get more growth, so you need higher yields. But the past week, treasury yields have gone down despite that bump in cut odds. I don't know if that's meaningful. That could be a short-term, wrinkle in the market, and it's not worth looking into. But as someone who's leaning long bonds, that is a very, very welcome sign, because quite frankly, it means that the thing that's been getting in the way is no longer there. We've cleared that obstacle. So I'm still very constructive here at the long end of the curve. And then I know you're not a technician, Tony, but if you were to throw up, say, like a continuous ZB contract on a weekly basis, going back, say, 10 years, and you were to draw a trend line from the high that we had in COVID to the high that we had the week of the tariff announcements this April, you'd see that maybe we're putting in a long-term multi-year bottom here. So I like peppering a little bit of long delta action. If it's ZB, ZN, TLT, dealer's choice.
Yeah, IB ranking there is quite low now. I mean, TLT was percolating a little bit about 2-3 weeks ago. It's back down to 2 right now. So you really have to be, I think you really should be.
It's not the typical taste. Yeah, exactly. It's not like I'm going to get in here and look to sell puts. And quite frankly, it's like ZB right now. The line in the sand is 116. So at 117 and change, is it a great risk to reward? No, I'd have to lay out like 10 to make 1 if I want to respect the 116 level and operate around there. But if I wanted to get some duration and go out of the money with some calls or call spreads, those are fairly cheap. So like I think about the volatility environment in a way to express a view. It may not be the typical tasty 45 in, 21 out, but we also have to make hay when the sun shines. So if I want some long-term bond exposure, this might be a good time to consider it with a 2.6 IVR in ZB.
Very nice. I agree with you 100%. I'm going to need your help on this next one. Okay, we got what's your assumption? I'm going to put you on the spot. Our viewers were nice enough to send us 10 assumptions. Well, they sent us more, but we picked 10 of them. The team did. The research team usually picks them. That's who did it last night. They pick out 10 trades for us to do. But what I'm going to need from you is to come up with the strategy that's going to fit their assumption. If the assumption fits your assumption. Assumption, what's your junction?
Oh, that's a good reference.
We'll take a quick 90-second break and come back. We got more 2 martinis last night. This is what you get. We're going to take a quick 90-second break and come back. We got more Tasty Live after this with What's Your Assumption, Chris style, immediately following this message from Tasty Live.
When the market moves, traders need to move faster. tastytrade Active Trader Tool offers full depth of market visibility, one-click order entry, and instant position management so traders can react in real time. While others charge for professional tools, tastytrade provides them for free. Opportunity can move fast. Seize it with Active Trader. Try it now on tastytrade.
tastytrade has crypto, and you can trade with zero commissions: Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin, and more. Diversify in one place. Crypto, we got it, we get it.
Ready to take your trading skills to the next level? Dive into the world of stocks, options, and futures with tastytrade courses. Whether you're a beginner or more advanced trader, our courses can empower you with the knowledge to succeed. Watch as our team in Chicago shows you how to use the tastytrade platform and go over the basics of trading. Perhaps you'll learn about a new strategy or a potential product for your portfolio. To find our courses, go to the Manage section of our web platform or head to courses.tastytrade.com. Start taking control of your financial future. Visit our courses today.
Class is in session. Dr. Jim Schultz is bringing the heat to Options Crash Course Live. This 90-minute show features Dr. Jim in his professional prime. All of the gimmies, none of the gotchas. Come early and grab a drink with Dr. Jim before class and stay for Q&A. The event is free, but space is limited. Register today at tastylive.com/events. It's not a lecture, it's a lifestyle.
Grow a strong community with tastytrade's referral program. When your friend joins tastytrade, you'll both receive $100. As your community grows, you get more bonuses. The referral program runs through December 31st, only at tastytrade.
tastytrade's Active Trader interface makes futures markets your arena. Built for the bold, not the bored. Trade CME futures with a single click. From micro contracts to major ideas. And go even further with futures options. tastytrade lays out multiple ladders and charts for total visibility. Plus, hundreds of built-in indicators for traders who want a broader view. tastytrade, pro-level tools, intuitive design, total control.
In the world of investing, a beast lurks between the numbers, ready to pounce. Some traders hide from it, some ride it. If that's you, join us on tastytrade. Genius loves company.
That's right, Chris. That music can mean only one thing. It's time for What's Your Assumption?
Have you ever seen the movie Slammin' Salmon, Tony?
I'm doing my thing, Chris.
Oh, I didn't know there was a whole thing here. I'm sorry.
The whole thing. You played it. Watch. Beth, one more time, please.
I'm sorry, Chris. I'm sorry.
Now
you're
your
doing the Trump two-hand Trump dance. Okay.
And no, I was doing it before him. I think it was just kind of the, kind of like the wrestler,
Not that there's anything wrong with that.
No, I don't like to copy other people too much,
Okay.
unless it's John Gotti. The guys are good. The guys are good. They must have had martinis last night too. They're doing very, very well. They're on top of their game.
They're actually having them right now. So
Is that what it is? Is that what it is?
Yeah.
There it is.
Wednesday
Beautiful.
special.
You were going to say something? Go ahead.
I was,
Now you're not going to anymore? You're not going to?
Yeah.
You're not going to enlighten us?
You got your thing going on. Do your thing.
All right. No, I'm done. I'm a one-trick pony.
Okay, well then I'll say it. Slammin' Salmon. Have you seen the movie Slammin' Salmon, Tony? I love the "What's Your Assumption" title because there's a line in that movie like, "Don't assume. When you assume, you make an ass out of yourself."
You and me. Yeah, sure.
No, not out of you and me. Out of yourself.
Oh, is that what it is? Is that what it is? Man, as my boys, we know what team they're on. They're on Team Bat right now. That's right, Chris.
It's true.
Yeah, a long battle for you. All right, what's your assumption? We got 10 of them from our viewers. Well, let's put them up there, and I'm going to find a trade for you. Well, you're going to find a trade for me. You're going to see if the assumption fits your assumption, and then we'll go from there. What's your assumption? Are you ready? UNH. Why don't you read this to me? They're neutral in UNH. It's got earnings on 115. what do you think about UNH? What do they say here? What is you got to give him a shout out too. Ajit from Chicago. He's actually in the chat too. Everyday full timer there, participating in the chat. So we appreciate you and all the people in the chat room. But UNH, high premiums make it a strong candidate for premium selling. He's looking at the 280, 360, 70 short put. 1/2 call ratio spread. Collect $6. Potential similar to premium opportunity in Costco, Amazon, Walmart. What's he want to do here? He's looking at, I don't get the 260. Is that a 1/2 call ratio? What's he?
So,
there's 3 strikes there. What is he looking at?
If he's doing a 1/2 call ratio, I mean, he's obviously of the mindset that this is a thing that can go up and he wants to limit his downside risk. UNH, it feels like, has been, I don't want to call it a bottom pickers market because it's certainly been something that a lot of people have been fishing for. But healthcare in general has been leading the way higher here. So if I were to, this is really interesting to me, calling a bottom in UNH.
Okay. It's up $8 this morning.
And nothing changes someone's mind like price, Tony. The insurance industry, I would just, broadly speaking, Dylan, Ilya, and I go on about KIE, the insurance ETF, and how this thing is just rock solid and doesn't have any big drawdowns, and it could be wildfires in California or blah, 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 blah. These companies are never going under. I like it. If this is a market where people are going to pick up value and try to bootstrap their way into better returns into the end of the year, you got to buy the losers and the things that have been pummeled the most. That's where the most opportunity is. I like it.
All right. So what's the trade here that he's trying to do? I don't understand. The stock is trading at around it's 330 and change right now, up almost $7. What's he trying to do here? The 280, 360, 370. I don't.
Well, it looks like he's buying the 280 call, selling the 360, 370. Or you know, maybe he's buying, you know, this is not how I would conduct a 1/2 call ratio. Typically it's something like I'm buying, you know, the Apple 100 call, one of them, and I'm selling 2 110 Apple calls at the same, right? So it's not exactly a typical 1/2 call ratio, but I understand the ethos of what he's trying to accomplish here.
Yeah, we're short puts in UNH.
That's the thing. I think I'd rather be short puts than long calls in something like UNH. I'd rather say that it's the wedding crasher trade, Tony. We're not saying that it's going to go up. We're just going to say it's going to stop going down. Not asking you to marry me, just saying don't marry him.
That's fair. That's fair. But that's fair enough. So I'm gonna abstain from this. We have a position that in UNH that's already bullish. I know you're more neutral in there. So I'm gonna keep it. Matter of fact, I could probably look to close those puts if I wanted to. They're a decent profit right now. Maybe we'll do that on the break. Next one, please. Oh, he wants to do the short put at 280. They're just telling me in the chat room. He wants to do the short put. Go back to UNH for a minute at 280, and then do the 1/2 call spread. He wants to do the makes more sense there now. 360, yes. 370. So he wants to buy one of the 360s and sell 2 of the 370s. I don't usually do. I'll put it up here. It was trading for around $6 and change, I think he said. $6.60. I'm going to put it up there on the screen for you. It's trading around $7.20 or so, so it's trading a little bit higher on a credit right now, even with the stock higher. It's interesting. I wouldn't sell a tight little 1/2 ratio spread like this. As a standalone trade, I always do this for myself. It does have a good 85% pop. It does collect $4 and change. I would probably go as wide as I can and still collect a credit. So if you're looking at this, it would probably be $10 wide, like the 360, 380. With the 280 put. The 280 put only has an 11 delta. This spread itself has 8 short delta. So it really does get you pretty neutral in there with a nice break even, almost 80% pop. Not a bad trade to have on. Like I said, I already have short puts, so I think we're in the same boat. We'll abstain from that one. Next question, please. All right, what are we looking at here? SPX 0-day. 3 days of big move up, betting it trades flat with lower vol before Thanksgiving. The neutral iron condor, Matt in Spokane. What do you think here? Let's take a look at what the E-mini S&P's expected move is today. It's $25 on the expected move here. We're up 40 on the E-mini S&P's already today. What do you think about a 0-day trade here?
I don't think that's unreasonable, and it's something that we've been talking about a bit the last two sessions, right? If you're halfway between the highs from the end of October and the lows from last week, what do you do around the holiday week? Do you kind of just bet on a sideways market? Here's the thing, though, Tony, and I keep going back to this. Incentives dictate everything around us, and the incentive structure of the market right now is that no one believes this rally. So while Thanksgiving may be a brief pause here, I'm also not of the camp that, 3 days up means that you have to find a red day. And I'm one of those people who likes buying things that are at 52-week highs and selling things that are at 52-week lows. I get it. I'm not doing it. I haven't done it. I'm still sitting my long MES. I'd much prefer to do that and bet on this market going up. But I'm not going to hate on someone who thinks that the next 2 days are going to give us a lot of chop, because there is all of my friends who are at hedge funds or at banks that work in finance or trading, I can guarantee they're not working today. They're not working Friday. And if these are the people who are making the money decisions, how much can the market move?
All right. I'm
going to go over to ES. I don't like doing it in SPX. I'm going to do it with ES here.
Well, ES would be a smaller product, right? You certainly could do that.
I'm going to go out. We have 2 DTE. I love using the presets, by the way, on the platform when I'm putting in the strategies there and just tinkering. That would be if we go 10 points wide, short the 68.90 and 67.60 and long the 6900, 67.50. That's going to give you 64% probability of profit, max loss of 415 to make 85. That's not terrible.
Yeah, I'm in at $3.35. Doesn't look like I'm going to get filled. I tried to get filled. I'll go down to 330 here in just a quick second. I did it in SPX. I did the 68.35.50. I went $15 wide because we've just been doing them $15 wide on both sides as of late. I will move that in just a second down to 330 and see if we can get filled. We'll go from there. If we don't get filled, then we'll call it a day. Next one, please.
Call it a day.
What do we got here? AMD, bullish in AMD. Okay, let's take a look at this. AMD, January, AI sector concerns hit AMD the hardest for some reason. I'm super bullish. Put spread or even a call spread from Lucas. Thank you for your participation in Charleston, South Carolina. What do you think of AMD? You're our AMD expert in the room.
Sure. I mean, from a technician's perspective, there's really 2 ways to approach this. We either have a gap fill coming up from the move that we had at the start of October, which on October 3rd, we closed at 164.67. If you're not a gap fill person, then maybe we have a little bit of a double bottom here this week around 194, given the move off the lows. If I was really bullish on something, I'm going to want to buy the call spread. If I'm more of I think this is done falling, I'm going to sell the put spread. Both are effectively a similar thing, right? You're long deltas in both cases, but you're not long delta of the same variety. So looking at this market here, quite frankly, I see a negative rate of change on the 1 week, a negative rate of change on the 1 month moving average, and a negative rate of change on the 50-day. So in terms of looking for a sharp move to the upside, this does not seem like momentum's in the corner. I'd rather sell a put spread here and scale into a bullish position than make any sort of this is now going to go back up to the highs near 260, 270 type of call.
Yeah, if the stock was lower this morning, I agree with you, by the way. If the stock was lower this morning, I would have probably gone with a naked put. Looking at a put spread here with the Ivy rank okay at 34 and kind of okay markets here, meaning like, they're wide enough. But when you're looking at this, if you go to the 90-80, you're still not getting that 1/3 the width of the strikes. You're going to have to go all the way up to the 95-85 to get 1/3 the width of the strike. So that's what I'm going to try to do. I'm going to go with a $10 wide iron condor on here. It looks like the mid price is somewhere around 315 or so. I'm going to go in at 315 right now and see if we can get filled on that. We do not, so I will cancel and replace it. Mid price is 316. I'll go down to around 312 and see if we get filled. We'll let that sit. There we go. Got filled at 312. My SPX trade is down to 305 right now, so I'm actually going to cancel that and look to re-enter that at more favorable prices when we're done with the show here, if we can. So you'll notice these trades will come through on the follow page as soon as humanly possible.
Yeah, I'm putting on an AMD position here myself. It just got filled. I'm going to do the short put spread 185, 195. It's given me a 62% probability of profit at 51 DTE. It's likewise about a 2-to-1, risking 2 to make 1. I like the setup. I think it's a decent setup. And if we're wrong with the time left on the board here, let's say we drop below 195, there'll still be enough intrinsic value in the option where I'm not going to realize a max loss here. So I'll be out a few $100. It's worth taking a swing given the potentially with the charting pattern that we've seen here play off the lows the last few days.
All right, I feel like we're dead now. Next one, please. IBIT, 45 days. Your stock's been choppy. Covered call play. What do you think about this in IBIT?
You want to play hero ball here? What's the strike? 45 DTE. 45 DTE. So we have 44 on the board for the January 9th expiration.
Let's see what we have in IBIT. Yeah, we got some short puts in IBIT. We got some long call spread in IBIT. Let me see it one more time. No, we're long a little stock in IBIT is what we have in IBIT. Yeah, we probably could look to sell some calls here in IBIT. IBIT trading 49.50. My son looks like he's trapped like a rat in IBIT here. I'm going to take a little bit off the table here and be real mechanical. In January, I'll just sell a few out of the money calls to go with the long stock that he has. So at least we have a little bit of some sort of theta decay working our way too. IBIT down 12 cents. I'm going to go in at $1.62, and this will be not filled in IBIT. All right, well, we'll sit there and see what IBIT does.
Can I give a little technical perspective here? I see a June 23rd low at 56.62. I look at the lows that we had here at the start of November at 56.48 and then at 56.39, and those are spread between November 4th and November 7th. I would posit that if the market were to rebound, it's probably going to run into some resistance in that mid 56 area. So if I was really bullish like Eric out in Fort Collins, Colorado, which is a beautiful area, by the way, Tony.
I've never been.
Air Force Base is out there. You should go if you have a chance. Save someone's life out in Fort Collins, Colorado. True story when I was a kid. I would
Whoa. You can't throw that out there because you look more like a run and get help kind of guy. So
no, I am the help. I am the help. I've saved someone from drowning, and I've saved someone who was hit by a car and had their their femur sticking out of their leg. Dominique Collins.
Shit. Really?
Fourth it. I played this game when I was younger. It was kind of like Call of Duty, but the role that I always...
You played this game with your friends, what, running in the street and trying to avoid the cars?
It was called
avoid the car?
It was called like American Legion or something, but I learned how to tourniquet a wound in there. So I was standing next to this girl, Dominique Collins. We're walking home from a 4th of July parade from the Air Force Base. And this guy takes a turn around the corner and in this yellow Mustang hits this poor girl. And like right next to me, watched her get sucked under the car as the car runs her over. And her bone is sticking out of her leg. So I took off my belt, wrapped it around her thigh, like really tight, ran down the street and got like the cross sections and called 911 for my cell phone. And it was pretty traumatic. I remember calling my parents afterwards being like, holy shit, I just saw someone's bone out of their leg.
Right.
But I handled the stress well. I'm always that person.
I commend you, and I'd applaud if I thought it would make a difference. I don't think it would make a difference.
Nah. Doesn't pay the bills.
There's the applause.
I don't even get like a fruit basket once a year. Like, thanks for saving my life.
Stillwater runs real deep, Chris. I'm very impressed. I had no idea we had American Hero on our show.
Just doing what I can, Tony. 55.60 long call spread, 51 DTE, risking $90 to make 410 on a 27% pop. Yeah, I like that, Eric. And let's do that for the sake of remembering this Fort Collins story. Send it.
Well, I missed my calls, but I'm gonna sit there now because iBit and Bitcoin stink. By the way, but I'll keep it in there, and we'll go to the next one, please. Palantir neutral. I don't know how you're going to feel about this one, but let's see. January 2026. I think that's where we should be trading with 50 some odd days to January. That's the place to be. Expecting stock to mostly meander in the near future with slightly bullish bias. Short strangle, maybe around 1 standard deviation expected move put, and 1 standard deviation further out maybe because of some call skew up there. Expected move should yield around $400 in credit with easy to defend short legs. Roberto in Chicago, South Side, and the Netherlands. He's all over the place like dog poop. All right, Palantir, PLTR. What do you got? Who wants to go neutral?
Yeah, that's not a send for me, Tony. Of all the stocks in this town that may be actually overvalued, Palantir is one of them. I have a hard time trading around any of those overvaluation metrics because valuations can say way stretch longer than any time frame we're operating around. But neutral is not really my name of the game here. Mm-hmm. I see a 12.5 IVR, and I see the trading ranges over the past week, and I don't think there is any worthwhile compensation in that kind of bet.
Yeah, the Ivy rank is low here, so I think we have to go to if we're gonna, I'm a man of people here. I like to support the people. They write in, they take the time. So I mean, I think we owe them a trade here. When I'm looking at Palantir, you'll notice that over 200 it goes 200, 210, and under 200 you can see a $5 wide spreads on the put. So be careful here with your pricing. That's what I'm trying to bring you here. At around a 1 standard deviation, you get $2.15 on the Iron Condor. So it makes it a little bit hard on the upside because you get to a $5 strike. You got to go to the 190, 200. You got a 26 delta. And on the put side, if you go down to around the 140, 130, let me move that. Sorry. There's your 1/3 the width of the strikes that we're looking for. I'm going to go in at around $3.27 here. We'll see if we get filled on that. Markets are a little bit wide here. Maybe I'll go a couple pennies over and see if we can get filled. Well, that was easy. 331 on a mid price of around 228. So there you go, ladies and gentlemen. You should always, if you look at wide markets, you should always look at maybe going in above the offer. So maybe you'll get price improved by a couple of pennies or so. $3.31 for me. Next one, please. How about you reading this one for me? I just got to do a little something here on the sidelines. Go.
Sure. This is from Chris, not me, in Asheville, North Carolina, looking at Roblox neutral in the January timeframe. He sees a decent IVR on Roblox and price is low, looking for a neutral to slightly bullish play. Tony, I have actually never, ever traded Roblox. I'm not a meme stock kind of guy. But I know this is huge. I mean, everyone under the age of 20 seems to be playing it right now.
It's under 20, under 40. Okay. Under 40. I know you're too busy popping out kids and you're getting into the daddy thing and stuff like that. But this is everybody's online for some reason. I got 2 son-in-laws that are flirting with, 35 or so, and they're on there all the time. It's the most obnoxious thing I've ever seen. I do not understand it. But they do it. I am not to question why, but to do or die. And I support what they do, but I don't understand that RBLX is the major player, and they're neutral. Ivy rank of 25. Let's take a look at the markets in January. They're good, not great, but plenty of open interest. Yeah. Stocks up $2.80. Ivy rank at 25. What are you thinking here, Roblox? What does your tea leaves say here?
My tea leaves tell me that American consumers are strapped and mommy and daddy are going to shut off their credit cards so their teenagers can't buy digital goods in Roblox. That's what my intuition tells me, Tony.
The stock's already fallen from 140, 50 down to under 100 here. It caught a bid the last 2-3 days.
It is. It's just such an, I mean, today is the first decent day that we've had in this market from, I'm thinking about this technically, we might have a change in the pitch of the 1 week moving average. This is catching a falling knife.
Yeah.
Right. Like catching a falling knife, give me a 70 and 80 IVR at a 25.5 following a 40% drawdown and volatility declining throughout the fall. Ugh.
Well, I'm gonna go one step further to help you with the no trade here. Look at these out of the money options, the area where we would be in around the 20-ish delta here, 217, 244, 136, 160. I mean, you're looking at almost 30-cent wide markets here, 50-cent wide put markets. I think we abstain just for that reason.
Yeah, not the great, not the best setup right now. Maybe revisit next week when there's better liquidity in the market.
Next one, please. OKLO, 30 to 60 day neutral, getting close to support at $75, betting it ranges through year end, maybe the 75 put, 140 call, strangle, OKLO. What do you think about this stock?
Talk about, this is like a crossover episode. Not only is it a meme stock, it's something that's related to federal policy right now. The government is moving forward with approving new nuclear facilities, and Oklo is one of these companies that operates in that realm of SMRs, the small modular reactors. I think this is a really, really interesting longer term investment idea. The share prices have been cut in half.
Yeah.
In 5 weeks time. Mm-hmm. Right. That is not something that I can just look at and say, now's a good time to catch a falling knife. I see a head and shoulders pattern. I just see so much I don't like with this. Narratively, it's one of those things that should be doing better, but for whatever reason, it's fallen out of favor. The 42 IVR is the only thing that makes this super appealing, though. The question is, how far out of the money do I have to go to get a good strike? If we want to pick a bottom, we can go with a 75, but I would only really be comfortable around a 60. Maybe we sell this 60, 65 put spread, 78% probability of profits. Risking 4 to make 1.
Yeah, I think we're in the same camp. Nick's been doing a lot of 1/3 ratio call ratio spreads on here. He's actually got a little bit of long delta at this point in OKLO. He's got a pretty decent sized position already in there. He's got a decent P&L for the year in there. I'm going to leave it alone, but we are neutral to slightly bullish on here too. So we would agree with you, Jason, in Reno, Nevada, which, by the way, beautiful part of Nevada, Reno, the Peppermill Lounge. I remember when it was just a small little nothing with the waitresses would wear purple Danskin onesies with white tails, top hats and coats. It was white high heel shoes. It was a beautiful look for the 80s and early 90s. You know who you are, Terry. You know who you are. Next one, please. Costco, long-term bullish. What do you think here? Bullish on Costco at this level. Don't mind holding long-term, but covered calls too expensive for my account. I agree with you. Covered calls I think are expensive for any size account. Costco flirting with that $1,000 level, 900 and change. It is up $7 today. What do you think of Costco?
Costco, to me, as long as we're above $870, is still a long-term buy. It's been a slow, steady bleed out over the last few weeks and months, but I'm reminded of who Costco's clientele and demographic base are. And these are the Americans who are typically on the upper part of the K-shaped recovery.
Oh, so they're not the Roblox players that are living off mommy and daddy's teats?
No, these are mommy and daddy who are making sound financial decisions by buying in bulk. As long as we're above 870, I like any long deltas in
Making
Costco.
financially sound decisions, buying in bulk, did you say?
Yeah. Buying in bulk.
All right. Yeah.
Are you a Costco member, Tony?
I don't mention this very often, but Tom used to make fun of me. I am not personally a Costco member, but my wife is a Costco member. We've been married 21 years now, and every prior administration that she may have had, whether it be short-lived or long-lived, as soon as they got a Costco membership, the relationship went south. Now, that could just be a coincidence, but in her eyes, it was the definitive factor why it went south. So I'm not allowed to have a Costco membership. I must go in on the biatch status.
That's acceptable. And good for you for putting family first.
Is it really, Chris? Is it
Not
really?
at all.
Earnings are December 11th, IV rank of 34. We've got a Dece Jan position here in Costco already, so I'm going to abstain from this. My son is really kind of managing this account, so I don't like to do anything that goes against or moves in his direction, against his direction. He does have a little bit of long delta in Costco, getting paid a little bit today, but his P&L for the year in Costco is about unchanged. So Costco's been a little bit of a struggle for him.
Next. It has. Can I just point out here? I'm going to just size something up. I'm looking at the 870 level. 870 level right now. $10 wide around it. 865, 875 at 23 DTE. I know that's not the typical Tasty window, but if we want to ride this into the ground, say to 5 DTE, you can put up 3 to make 1 at 67% pop. Tony, I'm on the mindset this market's going to squeeze in December because people are offside. So betting against that low breaking is a reasonable bet from where I sit, and I'm going to send that for myself as well here.
All right, beautiful. You're getting some trade ideas from our lovely viewers, so that's awesome.
Feed me.
Feed me. MU is what I'm going to feed you. I'd love to hear what you have to say about this one. They're neutral. December, Jan, wide iron time frame could be December or Jan. We would default to Jan, I think, with the amount of days in December being a little bit too short for us. Wide iron condor on MU, $10 or $20 wide. What's your take on MU? MU has been one of those stocks that's just been an absolute bull to the upside. Sold off with the rest of the market, now in the middle of the range. Good IV rank of 66. It does have earnings December 17th. What do you think about MU?
When they say iron condor, is that long iron condor or short iron condor?
It'll be a short iron condor. We don't do long iron condors on here with 51 days to go. What do you think about that? MU doesn't have the best of markets, it being such a market leader. If you look at here in MU, you got dollar wide markets on the 250 line, which is basically, a 40 delta option. If you go out to the 15, 20 delta options, you're looking at 675, 635. The puts are about 50 cents wide. The MU is a tough trade, a tough option trade to make. I think you should be defined with risk. I think your iron condor is probably the way to go. But I'm going to abstain just because the markets are so wide in there. Is that okay with you? Unless you have a bias one way or the other.
It's good for me. I mean, I'm looking at $10 and $20 wise, seeing how it messes with the pop and our profit potential here. And it's not a material change, quite frankly. I think the approach here, though, is reasonable because around all of these earnings releases, it doesn't really matter what company it's been or sector they've been in. There's been a big post earnings IV crush. And that's not atypical, but it feels like it's been a lot more violent this most recent cycle. So with a 66.4 IVR, playing for something to stay range bound around these earnings, if not have a slightly lower drift, because look at NVIDIA. NVIDIA, best earnings ever.
Sure.
And it was traded lower the next day. I feel like we can sell some calls against the highs for the short call spread side of the iron condor and maybe go a little bit deeper. Maybe like the 190, 180 short put spread side, and that kind of messes with your risk to reward a bit. But it does take into account the fact that if there's an IV crush following a disappointing earnings report and this market sells off, good news isn't motivating us. You're still within the bounds of your of the guts.
All right. Next one, please. Coin. 51-day time frame, call ratio in Jan. What do you think of that?
Call ratio in Jan. So we're effectively making a bet then that Bitcoin's bottomed, right? Because a call ratio is limited downside or a little bit better upside.
It's a neutral to omnidirectional play. I mean, right? Like, because you can make money to the upside if the stock goes right at your short strike at expiration. Coin has not caught any bid with the rest of the market. What do you think?
I'm just not a fan of when I've traded the crypto in general, it's not through a riot, a MicroStrategy, a coin. It's just through the underlying itself. Yeah, I don't want to deal with the corporate overhead and all that other nonsense. I want direct exposure. So for me, I stay away from those names. I'm not interested. I'd rather just trade IBIT.
Nick has a little bit of a long delta play in coin already with the stock selling off the last couple of days. That would make sense. It's not doing that great at the moment. It is up $2 in coin. So since he already has a position, I'm going to abstain from that one. I think that was the last one. I think we only made 2 trades or so on the whole thing here. I did not get filled in SPX, which I canceled. Interestingly enough, I could probably get filled in SPX now at $3.35, but it would definitely be a long delta play here. I'll have to look at my strikes before I can do that. Anyway, I'm going to take a quick 90-second break. We're going to come back. We got more Tasty Live. What do we got coming up next? We got the Skinny on Options math with my man Jacob. This is where I catch up on my emails. We'll be back in 90 seconds. It's Tasty Live.
In the world of investing, a beast lurks between the numbers. Some watch from the safety of the sidelines, but others saddle up and ride that 1-ton rowdy ribeye for all he's got. If that's you, join us on Tasty Trade, named best online broker for options trading. Genius loves company.
Grow a strong community with Tasty Trade's referral program. When your friend joins Tasty Trade, you'll both receive $100. As your community grows, you get more bonuses. The referral program runs through December 31st, only at Tasty Trade.
Calling all traders. Are you using Tasty Live mechanics and enjoying awesome results? Are you an up-and-coming options savant? We're looking for you. For over a decade, Tasty Live has shared the most inspiring stories of traders teaching themselves a new skill, using probabilities, and experiencing new levels of success. If you think your trading journey should be shared with Tasty Nation, we'd love to hear from you. We are always on the lookout for the next class of rising stars. Email us at risingstars@tastylive.com if you would like the chance to share your trading journey and inspire others.
Ready to take your trading skills to the next level? Dive into the world of stocks, options, and futures with Tasty Trade courses. Whether you're a beginner or more advanced trader, our courses can empower you with the knowledge to succeed. Watch as our team in Chicago shows you how to use the Tasty Trade platform and go over the basics of trading. Perhaps you'll learn about a new strategy or a potential product for your portfolio. To find our courses, go to the Manage section of our web platform or head to courses.tastytrade.com. Start taking control of your financial future. Visit our courses today.
New from Tasty Trade. Unlock 30 days commission-free trading, plus a 1% cash match on all qualifying deposits when you open and fund a new Tasty Trade account. The Money Match event starts now, exclusive to new Tasty Trade customers.
Today's episode of Market Measures is brought to you by SIBO. SIBO is partnering with Tasty Live to provide educational opportunities for traders at all levels. Did you know index options like these can provide opportunities for diversification, lower volatility, liquidity, and other benefits? To continue your education on some of the mechanics learned in today's Market Measures, check out SIBO's Retail Trader Suite at www.sibo.com/minis.
That's right, my friend Chris. It's been a wonderful show with you, but it's getting to the end of it right now when we've got a nice little market measure for you on the VIX and /VX futures, which I key on all the time. And I think my friend Jacob did a little bit of a analysis on this, which I think you're going to love. This is one I'm not going to fall asleep through because this is my wheelhouse. But I'm going to let you read it. How about that? Since most of the people in the chat room are making fun of the way I say Spokane.
That's Spokane?
Spokane, I think, is the way it's supposed to be, yeah.
Spoken? Well, we're going to be speaking about the VIX. Not really speaking, Tony. We're going to be listening to the VIX here today with this market measure. Listening to the VIX and about the VIX. We can go right to the slides.
Let's do it.
Thank you, Jacob, for putting these together. So what do we mean when we're saying listening to the VIX about the VIX? Implied volatility dynamics are critical for option sellers who are naturally short Vega, profiting from falling volatility, but they suffer when it spikes. So the VIX aggregates SPX option prices to estimate S&P 500 volatility and serves as the market's primary gauge of overall volatility, something that I think you remember, Tony. Market practitioners widely recognize that volatility exhibits regime-dependent behavior. It has fundamentally different dynamics in calm versus turbulent environments. That makes sense. So today we're going to examine how the VIX actually moves within different regimes, the frequency and the magnitude of those daily moves. In these option sellers should expect at different starting VIX levels, which is so important. We shared this internally last week, and actually I think we put it up on Futures Power Hour, something similar. What are the forward 6-month and 12-month returns for the S&P 500 when the VIX is at like 18 versus 20 versus 22, 23? Depending upon where you are in the volatility cycle, you're going to have a completely different market outcome. So this is a really important topic that we're covering today, in fact.
Absolutely.
Beth, we can go to the next slide. So what's the study? Let's outline the parameters here first. It's based on 21 years of the closing VIX data, beginning once the VIX futures markets opened up. We examine the daily VIX changes, both the magnitude and the direction, and each change is classified by its starting regime level. So regime classifications are as such. You have your low VIX, which is 15 and under. We'll call those calm markets. You have your moderate VIX, 15 to 25. This is more or less your normal volatility. And then you have your high VIX. This is your elevated uncertainty where the VIX is above 25. So if the VIX closes at 23 one day and 27 the next, that would contribute as a +4 to the moderate regime data set because 23 is the starting point, and that's in that 15 to 25 threshold that Jacob's established here.
Very good. And we are right at that moderate VIX right now, with VIX being 18 or so.
18 or so, absolutely. Beth, next slide, please. So let's talk about the distribution of these returns, right? The low VIX, is it boring? Well, if we look at the distribution of daily changes, of which the observation sample is 2,069, we can see that low volatility regimes are mostly consisting of small up and down moves in a similar quantity. It kind of looks like a normal distribution curve.
Sure
Tony.
does, doesn't it?
Right? These results show that the result was that these periods often lasted the longest. So I've heard you say over the years, I've heard other people in the network say over the years, if it was Tom or Scott or even Nick or Mike, right? One of the things that you observe from trading is that volatility stretches, these low vol stretches, they can stick around for a very long time. And I don't know about you, but in the 2010s, as someone on the FX side, the low interest rates and the low volatility was an absolute killer.
Yeah.
It was terrible.
Yeah. Totally agree. When volatility is low, it makes trading so hard. That's really what it comes down to. It just makes trading so hard.
It makes it hard. I find myself, I'm one of those people. It's like, okay, I need a little bit of action. Nothing's been doing here. The market's not moving. Okay, Chris, resist the temptation. There's that siren song. Scale up, more leverage, lower time frames, right? Like to try to get, you got to avoid that. You have to accept the waters that you're in and adapt to the situation you find yourself operating in.
Totally agree. Totally agree.
What happens if we go to a moderate VIX, though, Beth? We could go to the next slide here. This is really the tasty bread and butter. The moderate volatility levels are, well, these are the most common regimes here. Volatility typically exhibits neither stagnation nor chaos. It moves around a bunch. Option traders find this phase to be the most consistent for their success. Personally, I really like when we get a VIX at like 23 or 24. That seems to be a really good spot for me, even to 25. Over the years, I find a VIX that's like a 18, 19, 20 to be a little bit more disconcerting. But this is the window with which we find ourselves operating and finding a great deal of success in that 45 and 21 day out. Do you find the moderate volatility regime better to operate in than that low volatility regime?
Low volatility to me is the hardest thing in the eye. I mean, this is so obvious for us, at least. Low volatility is just a death waiting to happen. Matter of fact, you have bigger moves on an individual basis when volatility is low than you do when high. And more importantly, I really like to look, and I hope Jacob gets to it, volatility movement intraday as a signal to what's happening with the overall market. Matter of fact, like I always talk about on the show, whether you look at VIX or /VX, I think /VX in a shorter period time frame is a lot better to look at. But when you get VIX stop and SPOOs continue to go lower, meaning VIX was expanding, now it stops and volatility stops and SPOOs continue to go lower. I mean, I usually think that that's a little bit of a capitulation moment for scalpers or for those who are looking to put on positions that are contradictory to what the movement is for that day, i.e. selling puts or put spreads or something like that. I think that's the key to when to put them on. So I love watching volatility. I watch it all day long. But yes, low volatility, you have larger moves, less payment for putting on positions. It's where we live a lot of the time, so you have to deal with it, but it's a much harder trade in my opinion.
What if we go to the high volatility regime? Surely then if you hate low vol, then you love high vol.
Sure.
But maybe that's not what the data says. Again, you're looking at this subset, 868 observations. Notice that curve, though, of distributions, Tony. That doesn't look like the other two curves that we just saw. Right. So high volatility regimes are more rare and they are less stable. And I think that's a key point. During these periods of large swings in volatility, they're actually pretty common. So if you're operating at a 30 VIX, seeing a 2, 3, 4 point move in the VIX is actually something that you should expect. Unfortunately, the smaller sample sizes make conclusions here less solid, although I would point out, maybe the research team would argue with this, but I believe n equals 30 is when you get to a statistically significant sample size. So at 868, I would call that a fairly reasonable pool from which to observe. Either way, though, we can have some broader conclusions that we can draw from all this as we're listening to the VIX about the VIX. A high VIX, as we go to the next slide, Beth, it doesn't just mean that we're less predictable in terms of our prices. It also means less predictable volatility changes. Not sure if Beth heard me, but we can go to the next slide there. Thank you. Large spikes, however, they can occur from any regime. The only thing that you can do is have appropriate sizing to shield your short option portfolios. I find myself, Tony, personally, I'm more worried about volatility spikes from low vol levels than high vol levels. If the VIX is at 30, I'm much less concerned about it going up to 33, right? But if I'm at a 10 VIX, going from 10 to 13 is a much bigger deal in my view.
Sure. Totally agree with you too. And it's definitely on the option pricing too. It really reflects it.
The direction inside. Yeah, go ahead.
No, and it's usually working, against you, no matter no matter how you trade, here, if you have 10 different positions and volatility is low and you only have 5 or 6 positions waiting for volatility to expand, that means you only have 3 or 4 more positions you're going to put on with high vol. The other 6, the majority of your positions are going to suffer from that low vol play that you made, and you're going to be fighting some of those trades for some time. And that's the trade-off that you have to be active, because you put those trades on, it may take a week, 2 or 3 before volatility actually expands and they become beneficial trades. So low vol is a tough one. I know, and I'm looking at this scatter plot here, but man, that high implied volatility, the volatility moving like that, he's also not putting in the amount of time it takes for that volatility to expand and contract here. It looks real whippy there, but man, it's the best thing in the entire world. You find so many more trades to put on when volatility is high. And it's mean reverting.
And it's mean reverting. And the previous slide actually showed that when you're looking at that distribution, when you're operating in a high VIX regime, most of the observations are occurring towards the left side of the tail, which is to say that volatility, as we go Beth, to the next slide, we can see here, in terms of the VIX going up or down in the different regime states, the changes of direction and size. When you're in a low volatility regime, the chances of an increase or a decrease are basically 50-50. When you move into that moderate volatility regime, the 15 to the 25 VIX, all of a sudden, it's still somewhat of a normal looking curve, but the odds of there being a pullback in vol are greater than an increase in vol. And once you finally make your way to that high VIX regime, again, the distribution changes even further. You're not even looking at a 40-60 split. It's even a little bit better. It's like 38-62. 38% of the time volatility tends to rise. 62% of the time it tends to fall. You can see this in the mean increase and decrease, the chart on the right-hand side. As you're looking at the absolute change, it goes up depending upon the VIX regime you find yourself in. I don't think it's a surprise that the average size of increase and decreases goes up as you move into a higher vol environment.
Very good.
So let's talk about the takeaways here. As we know, this is our whole ethos here. Volatility, IV, particularly the VIX, it's central to the option trading decisions that we're making on a day in and day out basis. If you're in a low volatility regime, you're getting an offer of small premiums with limited contraction potential, which requires more creative strategies from option traders to profit. And it's why when I say earlier in the program, Tony, I look at a ZB with like a 2 IVR, I can't sell vol here.
Yeah.
So I have to think about getting my long delta exposure in a different manner that may require a bit more of a reach, a little bit more risk. But at the end of the day, it's what's necessary given the water that we're swimming in. When you're in that moderate volatility environment, it's where many option sellers make most of their money because large IV spikes are rare and medium-sized decreases are more common. And finally, the high volatility regime that offers large premiums but greater uncertainty, proper position sizing becomes essential as directional predictability decreases. So, Tony, I think it was April of this year, we talked about it in August of last year after the Japanese yen carry trade blow up. But if we look at the different volatility regimes, like VIX is below 15, it's above 25. Is it better to be long the futures or short a strangle? And as you go higher into vol, sell the strangle. And when you go lower into vol, simply buy the futures. The daily returns, the standard deviation of those daily returns, they scale up or down depending upon the strategy, depending upon the environment. So for me, I'd rather just buy something and be directional in low IV, and I'd rather just sell the vol in the high IV and just kind of close my ears and eyes and not think too much about it. So why do we care about all this? At the end of the day, the current VIX level provide actionable insight for anticipating future volatility shifts to help you adjust your positions accordingly. But remember, IV can always spike within any regime. It just depends on what regime you're in.
And taking a look at that volatility /VX right now, down 40 cents, 1890 is the low, it's 1895. Even the S&Ps continue their rally, 3375. We've had a 4-day run here of about, I don't know, we went from around 65.70 up to 68 and change without a downtick. I don't know when this market's going to get exhausted to the upside, but it doesn't show any exhaustion yet. NASDAQ up around half a percentage point, 130 and change. Russell, which was the weakest of the group, is caught up to everybody else, up $11 and change. They're all up around a half a percentage point. Dow up 244. Our spread that I put on at 335 is trading around 260, 265. I'm looking to take that off in SPX. Volatility down 40 cents. Bonds are down 5. Bitcoin at 270, down $2.70 is over 67.5. It's been sitting there all day. Ethereum basically unchanged. Oil is up 10 cents, catching a small little bid near the high end of its range. And gold up $16, pretty much mid to higher end of its range today in gold. Right now, it seems like, I don't know, smooth sailing everywhere. AppLovin up around $30. Goldman Sachs up around $11. Even Oracle's up almost $11. Microsoft, which has been a lagger, is up 7. Nvidia, which was up earlier, I believe is still up now, up $2.60. AVGO up $5, TSM up $5. UNH is up also almost $5, 4.5. Really nothing on the downside except Workday, which I think had earnings. Eli Lilly down 9 and change. The beloved Google. Do you buy the dip in Google? Is this a dip in Google? Is the first thing I should ask you.
Yeah, I'd buy the dip in Google. Yes.
Oh my God, you're so public. No, you do not buy the dip in Google here. Listen to Uncle Tony. Do not listen to the bad man, Chris, who's only here from time to time on the show and does not know what he speaks.
Yeah, that's fair.
Reddit down $2 and change. You're a good sport. MSTR down $1. It never goes up anymore. You know, I made this
ugly.
Yeah, it is ugly. So I made this. So MSTR always traded with a high multiple to the Bitcoin assets that it held. It's basically trading at 1-to-1 now. Does that make Bitcoin a better MSTR a better buy if you want to get long Bitcoin than Bitcoin itself? Curious to have your take on that.
Yeah, I mean, no. I mean, I'm not buying MicroStrategy with a 10-foot pole.
Even though it's almost a 1-to-1 ratio now, to my knowledge. Again, I'd have to look into it before I get to that. That would be my assumption.
I mean, it's why buy a company that holds gold as opposed
because it's traded at a multiple over 1. That's
sure. So like one of the big things that's going on right now in this, if people want to get into like the rumor mill, apparently JP Morgan is going after.
If MicroStrategy goes up, JP Morgan goes out of business, right?
Yeah, this is what the folks on the Bitcoin subreddit are talking about, how the world's largest bank is going to go under if MicroStrategy rallies 50%. So there's clearly an operation here to keep it down. Look, there's talking about whether or not it's a fund or not. Like, how should it be treated? If something, for example, like the silver ETF, SLV, they just buy silver.
Yeah.
So they're not part of a stock index because they trade like a silver fund. And people are making the case that Strategy is no longer really a company, right? It's just holding a bunch of Bitcoin. It happens to do some software on the side. And so it shouldn't be treated like a normal stock anymore. That's a real narrative problem here. Saylor also has his .com era blow up, which seems to be something that a lot of people like to bring up. I'm not rooting for his success or failure. I quite frankly don't have any skin in the game of MicroStrategy. And if he blows up, Bitcoin wipes out and just lets me DCA in at a lower level. So I have no issue with that. I just wouldn't touch MicroStrategy. I don't get the point of trading. I know you mentioned the MNAV and all that stuff, but
yep.
Anytime someone's inventing metrics like Bitcoin yield, it's like the Robert Schiller castles in the sky type of metric, eyeballs per clicks or something. And it's a .com era metric that to me is just, if you have to invent non-GAAP terms for your accounting, you're eventually going to run out of steam.
All right, my friend, you heard it here first. Let's take a quick 90-second break and come back. We got more Tasty Live after this. We got my man Quentin, and we might even have another guest that's coming on too. That's right. We got my man Glenn coming in too. We'll be back at 90 Live.
tastytrade's active trader interface makes futures markets your arena. Built for the bold, not the bored. Trade CME futures with a single click. From micro contracts to major ideas. And go even further with futures options. tastytrade lays out multiple ladders and charts for total visibility. Plus, hundreds of built-in indicators for traders who want a broader view. tastytrade, pro-level tools, intuitive design, total control.
Class is in session. Dr. Jim Schultz is bringing the heat to Options Crash Course Live. This 90-minute show features Dr. Jim in his professional prime. All of the gimmies, none of the gotchas. Come early and grab a drink with Dr. Jim before class and stay for Q&A. The event is free, but space is limited. Register today at tastylive.com/events. It's not a lecture, it's a lifestyle.
tastytrade's Money Match event. Unlock 30 days commission-free trading. Plus a 1% cash match on all qualifying deposits to jumpstart your trading when you open and fund a new tastytrade account. Level up your trading experience with Active Trader Mode. Smart order tracking, risk analysis tools, dynamic watch lists, and more. The Money Match event starts now, exclusive to new Tasty Trade customers.
Grow a strong community with Tasty Trade's referral program. When your friend joins Tasty Trade, you'll both receive $100. As your community grows, you get more bonuses. The referral program runs through December 31st. Only at Tasty Trade.
All right, yeah, I'll talk to you. There she is. Good, you found the place. Good, you're not stupid. I dated 3 stupid girls in my life. I loved every one of them. So maybe you're the next one. Having a good day? I'm having an awful day. But then I got really good again. Oh, good. So I'm feeling all right. Hey, where'd you go to college?
I went to
University of Penn State Community College. You didn't know they had one of those, did you? Yep, the Fighting Rams.
Oh.
I'm one of the Rams now. Do you have any sexual fantasies?
Excuse me?
I do. My parents are watching. They're sitting on a rainbow. I'm half man, half giraffe, and I'm dressed like Brett Favre. What does that mean?
I don't know.
Yeah, talking about it gets me pretty hot, though. Uh-oh, there it is. His pants just got tighter. I'm a vampire. Can you believe that? Does that make me more mysterious and attractive? Uh-oh, watch yourself. We don't want to get hit by a car. My brother did that once. He can't talk now.
Oh, my God, I'm not serious.
Yeah, pretty serious. Are we getting serious? I think so. How many kids do I want? 5? 11? First meal. Here we go.
That was rude.
This is on you. So much time is flying by.
Yeah.
You're very funny.
Oh, thank you.
Does anybody ever tell you that?
Yeah.
Well, you're not that funny, so don't worry about it.
That's interesting.
Not a big fan of Sam's anymore. But now you know everything about me. I feel like I'm opening up so much. God, I'm scared. This thing's moving so fast.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. I haven't cried like this in a long time. Are these tears? Uh-oh, here we are. Front door. Big first kiss moment.
Oh.
This is just moving a little too quick for me. You're a great kid.
Got the need for speed? No problem! At Tasty Trade, you can turn smart ideas into real trades with just a few clicks. Wow, that's fast. Tasty Trade, make your move.
That's right. That noise means one thing. We've got this, man. Tasty Trade World Headquarters, your friend of mine, Quentin. What's up, brother?
Fellas, how's it going? How's it going today?
Look at that. You're even getting an applause.
Oh, I love it. I love it. You know, it's a little empty in the office here, so maybe I'm getting the applause for coming in.
I hear you. I hear you.
You know, Jason brought us McDonald's today. Luis brought us some donuts. I mean, it's a happy day in the office.
I'm so McDonald's
Thanksgiving
out.
Eve.
I'm so McDonald's out. I ate so much during Monopoly month.
Yeah, okay, yeah. I've been saving those stickers because Jason will bring it in every Friday. And so I've been saving those stickers. Maybe I'll get something out of it. We'll see.
Well, maybe you will if you're lucky. And you're going to go to Jason's house for Thanksgiving. He was gracious enough to invite you, which is awesome.
Yes, yeah, and you know, as the good person as I am, my mother raised me right. You know, I brought his mom some flowers and stuff, so I've got flowers in the office today. You know, yeah, you know, I'm a good kid sometimes. I'm all right.
You're all right. You're all right. You're a good egg. I agree with you. You're definitely a good egg.
Thank you. Well, okay, I've got some things to go over before we get to business. Jason sent me a video last night from this guy, Language Jones. Really interesting, like, linguistics channel. But so it was about the death of the New York accent. And so, like, Vecchio, you're also from New York. But how come, like, we sound normal? And then there's Bat over here with, like, I have no idea and stuff like that. You know, what's going on?
Because you really can't teach an old dog new tricks is really what it comes down to, okay? It's been a lie that you could teach us new tricks. You can't.
There's the Brooklyn, Queens, New York Italian accent is certainly disappearing. You got to go to Staten Island to get it now. And Staten Island has their own linguistic way of life down there. More New Jersey than New York, in my view.
And then because there's like the Brooklyn accent, there's the Bronx accent, there's like Northern New Jersey. To outsiders, it all sounds like New York. But then to us, they've got like slightly different
you're
dialects.
you're transatlantic, Upper West Side.
Yeah.
You're not one of those.
You're bougie is what he's trying to say.
Yeah. Your family didn't play CeeLo on brownstone steps out in Brooklyn.
That is correct. That is correct. Yes. Someone's got to get lucky. Someone's got to choose the right parents. So why not me?
Good for you.
Why not you?
Yeah. And then so in the video, Tony, how we were talking about iCarly yesterday, he says how come all the kids nowadays sound like iCarly? And I was like, that's just hilarious. I was like, we were just talking about that.
Well, it's true, at least from my ears, but my ears aren't the best.
All right, so now let's get to some business here. I got a few things to go over.
Let's do it.
First, let's start with the top 20 symbols going through the system and their IVRs. At number 1, we've got NVIDIA, 17, Tesla, 9, Robinhood, 24, AMD, 34, Oracle, 93, Meta, 9, Palantir, 11, GLD, 45, Google, 33, SoFi, 21, Microsoft, 17, iBit, 60, SLV, 48, TQQQ, 26, Dell, 24, Apple, 10, Avgo, 43, Amazon, 16, MSTR, 39, and Goog without the L, 34.
Very nice. Good job. Good job out of you, my friend.
Alrighty. And then I've got some other business to go over as well, because we've got some different trading hours due to the holiday. So we'll start with the equities. Today, normal trading day for the equities. Tomorrow for Thanksgiving, we're off. Equity markets are closed. Equities and equity options, those are closed. And then on Friday, we've got a half day. So the market closes at 12 p.m. Central for equities.
Very nice. Thank you for that public service announcement. Brought to you by Tasty Trade Trade Desk.
There we go. And then also for futures, I've got as well a link to our Help Center article in the chat, but we've got a different futures trading schedule as well. So I'm looking at it here. We've got regular day today and then regular open at 5 p.m. Central after the close at 4 p.m. today. So regular open at 5 p.m. Central. And then tomorrow they'll be open until about 12:15, depends on the future that you're looking at. They're slightly different hours, but half day on futures tomorrow. And then on Friday, we've got another half day as well with an early close. And then I'll link to our Help Center article with the futures trading hours in the YouTube chat as well.
Very, very good, sir. Very good. Very nice. Good job out of you. Can I let you go and we can bring in my friend Glenn? Is that
there
okay?
we go. Yes. Thank you very much, fellas.
Play some DD Deets. Hello, Glenn.
Oh, good morning, gentlemen. They let me sit at your desk, Tony. They were even kind enough. They let me use your earpiece. I hope that's fine.
Oh, awesome. Right? Yeah, no, absolutely. Absolutely. I'm a secreter, but I'm sure you'll be fine.
Earwax Bros. Cool.
But I do have to compliment you. Your Mr. Coffee coffee warmer is off. No fire safety hazard. So good job out of you.
And you being a fire marshal Bill kind of guy, one that wears the vest during the fires, last man out of the building will be you, because you are that guy. I take that with I appreciate that. I appreciate that. Absolutely. Thank you.
Of course.
Thank
Mr.
you.
Vecchio, how are we doing?
Good. I'm going to be running late with getting you that thing that I usually get you every morning around this time. I've been on air.
I see that. The hardest working man in show business. No problems at all. Appreciate your help. This should be exciting. Talking about FX markets today, we've got Chris Vecchio here, resident expert, knows much more than me. But I've been looking at this morning, news of the day, New Zealand dollar, US dollar. Looking at that Kiwi, overnight we had New Zealand interest rate decision. They cut rates. In theory, should be weaker for the currency there, should send that New Zealand dollar lower. But in fact, they had a little hawkish signal saying this will be the last cut. Yeah. So the cut priced in already. The surprise to the upside, sending that New Zealand dollar US dollar pair up about 1% on the day. The move coming in, in US kind of late last night, hovering around those highs now. But aside from that, U.S. dollar, a weakness once again when we logged on early this morning. Looked like it was going to be a dollar comeback story. Had some positive, durable goods, those mid-tier numbers still from September, so a bit outdated. But Looking at European markets, we had some ECB speakers say it would be, difficult. They need to see a lot more to cut again in the near term, sending that euro dollar back higher. In terms of FX market hours, a lot more good news in the spot market. No change to regularly scheduled programming, so able to trade those spot FX markets, all 86, I believe it is, throughout the rest of the week here. If you're so inclined, liquidity will be, a bit thinner. But I posted a link in the chat to the TastyFX economic calendar, which I think is actually pretty robust economic calendar there. You got it up on screen. So if you're looking to trade some currencies over the holiday, a lot of global data points to monitor. I'm looking at the Japanese yen. They've got employment data, retail sales, I believe, some inflation data coming out Thursday night. Also looking at the Canadian dollar. Friday morning, they've got GDP growth. So when it's going to be lighter on the US dollar side, look into those other global events for some possible spikes in volatility. I was a little bit upset. Had some early volatility in that British pound on the budget statement, but in terms of raw price action, continuing to hover around 132. Anything interesting to you there, Chris?
Yeah, I mean, we had the autumn budget today. Rachel Reeves, the chancellor, unveiled this new tax program, which it looks like it's being better received by markets than I think many people were going into it. Gilts have been very stable, and the pound is off of its lows today. So that's welcome news. We had seen UK gilt yields, the UK government bond yields, start to go up in a manner that was not helping the pound previously. And whenever yields go up and a currency doesn't respond in a favorable manner, it kind of raises an eyebrow. You're seeing something happen in Japan right now. Higher Japanese yields is not helping the currency, even though interest rate differentials should, in theory, be favoring a stronger yen over the past few weeks. So, I'm leaning short the British pound right now, so I'm not thrilled with the action here today. But I think the bigger story in the FX world this week is how those cut odds finally caught up to the dollar, where up until basically yesterday or the day before, we had cut odds rising and the dollar kind of ignored it, and we've since buckled under the weight of it all. I did mention the yen, though, which is what I'm really interested in. I've been thinking about this all morning, Tony. Like, I got 40-odd days to go on my 64-65 long put spread in 6J. I think I might just go out and buy like the 9 DTE 66 call, which is going to cost me $30 if it goes wrong. But I'm less interested in the pound, and I'm more interested in what you said with the New Zealand dollar. I think that's actually fairly instructive if I could pivot, Glenn.
Yep.
People see that the RBNZ cut rates. Rate cuts are supposed to be bad for a currency. Au contraire, mon frere. It's about what they signal they're going to do next. So when the RBNZ comes out and says, hey, the journey's done, we're already at the destination, no further cuts, we saw a repricing across New Zealand government bonds and OIS, the overnight index swaps for the New Zealand dollar, suggesting that the rate cuts that were priced in to potentially occur over the next 6 months have been since eliminated. So this is not a market that's necessarily getting bowled up on the Kiwi. It's just removing the bearish bets, the dovish bets on that side of the ledger.
Yeah, and I think the magnitude of that move can't be ignored, because not only is it a 1% move to the upside, it also fills the range that we've seen completely throughout November. So we jumped all the way from 56 cents to 57 cents in the spot market. So honestly, that sets up an opportunity for both directional speculation. I think we've had some slight pullback early this morning. So if you're trading that short-term range, that's kind of it could be an extended move. However, we are bouncing off of those historic lows, so a lot more room to the upside that we've seen prior this year. Yeah, definitely want to keep track of on some reverberating moves and some Australian data as well. Australian dollar getting a lift. If you want to compare those pairs, combine some of those pairs that we're talking about. Australian dollar, Japanese yen looks really interesting to me, near the top of its recent range, popping about 0.8% this morning, and now trading near 102 for the first time. Let's see here. Yeah, 102 is its highs dating back to 2024. So looking back at year-to-date highs, year-long highs for that pair, also a good kind of risk sentiment gauge as well. But yeah, that yen really struggling across the board. Looking at pound yen as well, pound getting strength against the dollar, and you see that the dollar's holding in against the Japanese yen. Go over to that cross-currency pair, and you can see that move reflected directly as well. Also a tradable market. So definitely a lot to look for, even though the U.S. dollar side of things might tamper down over the next few days, but markets are open.
Yeah, Tony, remember during COVID, betting markets closed, so everyone started trading stocks?
Yes, yes.
Financial markets kind of wind down the next few days, but spot FX markets remain open. So if people are like, I got the itch, tomorrow is just another day, I'm going to keep trading, spot FX may be the place to look.
Yeah, especially if you're new to it and you want to learn, you can get very small in there too. It gives you
Super
something
small.
to do when you don't have to watch the other market. You really concentrate on that. So you bring up a great point, Chris. And Glenn, he never would have brought up that point if it wasn't for you. I don't want you to be sad.
Thank you, Tony. I don't know what you're hearing, but I'm not as fragile as you think I am.
I know that. Glenn, I want to thank you for coming on the show. Chris, I have to thank you for spending the whole morning with me. I know it was a treat for you. It was a treat for me too. Yep, 100%. We're going to take a quick 90-second break. We're not going to come back until Monday. But the brokerage firm is going to be open, as my friend Quentin said. That's right, big save. I want you all out there to enjoy your Thanksgiving and remember what you have thankful for. Not only Tasty Live and Tasty Trade, but you know what? Get a little personal. Hug the family. Have a happy Thanksgiving, everybody. Love you all. Peace.